Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We have been waiting all night, all day, I should say, for Sunday Night Football. That is what we are here to talk about this evening. The 4-1-1 Green Bay Packers rolling into Acrisure Stadium tonight to take on the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams at the top of their divisions right now. Both teams in the hunt for the number one seed in their respective conferences. We are in for one heck of a showdown here tonight. There is lots to get into before kickoff, like some top storylines, some key matchups, inactives for tonight's game, and the final prediction for me, time permitting, for tonight's game. But before we get into all that, if you're new here, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or upload a video again. Also, go leave a like, share this live stream so we can keep getting more and more viewers in here, and also go to the comment section. Any thoughts, questions, opinions, reactions that you have to tonight's ball game between the Steelers and the Packers, feel free to get those in the comments section at will. Also, I would appreciate it if you go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, a lot to get into pregame tonight before Steelers and Packers gets underway. Let's start off the night with some top stories. The top story, the reason why we are all here tonight, it is an emotional night ahead for one Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of your Pittsburgh Steelers. This may be the most watched Sunday night football game of the year for the NFL. It's not because it's two East Coast, or at least Eastern teams going at it. And it's not because you have, it's not entirely because you have two historic, prestigious, very successful franchises going head to head. This may be the most must-watch game because we get to see something that I think we rarely get to see in football. That is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback going up against the team that he built that Hall of Fame career and legacy with for 18 seasons. Four-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers is who I am talking about. For the first time ever, he will play against the organization that drafted him, had faith in him when they had Brett Favre at the helm, and gave him the role of starter, and he took them to the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl win, and much more success on top of it in the Green Bay Packers. And Rodgers will also be going up against his successor in Jordan Love. Now, Rodgers, he did play an X team earlier this season. That was against the New York Jets, but I think in that game it was very easy for him to play. I think, the Jets, they disrespected him. They had him fly all the way across the country for a 5-minute meeting where they told him that the Jets were moving on from him. He felt insulted by that, and I think when the Steelers played the Jets week 1, it was very easy for him to go out there with the mindset of, to hell with this team. I want to go out there today and kick their ass up one side and down the other. Now, this is kind of different. Yes, Rodgers and the Packers, they didn't have the rosiest of endings to their relationship and when they split up 3 years ago. But like the man said, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Rodgers said earlier this week that he still has good relationships with many members inside the Packers organization. And whether he wants to admit it or not, he is going to go through a roller coaster of emotions this evening. It's going to be running through his mind left and right. He's going to stand there on the sideline for the pregame anthem, and he's going to look across and see a team donning the colors and uniforms that he wore for almost 2 decades. Also, he will be taking on Jordan Love, who he mentored for 3 years before Love took over the starting job, and Matt LaFleur, his former head coach, who I'm sure knows all about Rodgers, and vice versa. With all that familiarity going on and triggering of memories of the olden days, can Rodgers still be the Aaron Rodgers that has signed with Pittsburgh this offseason and has rejuvenated this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. It's rare for us Steelers fans that we actually have more faith in our offense than our defense. It has been that way for, I think, ever since Big Ben retired. And this year, it changed the other way. The offense playing fantastic right now. The defense, not so much. So can Rodgers still put aside all of the, memories and emotions that he's going through tonight and put all that aside until after the clock hits triple zeros? I'm not entirely sure. I did see him yucking it up with some Packers players and fans pregame. Whether he does or not, that is going to be a big factor in today's outcome. I think it's cool that Rodgers did say that, when he retires, he will retire a Green Bay Packer and all of that, and that this is not a revenge game. But on behalf of Steelers Nation, A-Rod, we need you to treat this Packers team, like any other team that you are going up against and be that cerebral assassin and tactician that you have been lately. So we'll see what we get from Rodgers here tonight. One thing that gives me faith, he will go out there and ball. I think he wants to accomplish as many incredible feats as he can before his career is over. He tonight has a chance with a win to become the 5th ever quarterback in history to beat all 32 NFL teams. So he is going to be striving for that here tonight. Ultimately, I think we are either going to see one of the best games that Aaron Rodgers has played or probably his worst of the season with no in between. We will see what we get from number 8 tonight. A couple of other top storylines for this evening. Can the Steelers defense bounce back in a big way? Aside from that quarterback matchup, we want to see what type of response we get from this team, especially on defense after, last Thursday night's rough outing against the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase. The Steelers defense, they gave up 470 total yards to that unit. They made Joe Flacco look like Joe Montana. Jamar Chase looked like Jerry Rice. Jace Brown looked like Jim Brown. All week long, they've been saying that they need to do better, and it starts with stopping the run more. And with this being their first game since that Thursday night, they have had a couple of extra days to chew on that loss. So I want to see them come out guns blazing here tonight. They're going to need to do just that, going up against a Packers offense converting nearly 50% of their third downs and leading the league in explosive plays. In case you didn't know, Steelers defense not good at stopping offenses on third down or preventing big plays. So we'll see how that works out. They are going to need to overcome whatever issues are going on defensively, because this is as close to a must-win game as you can have at this point in the season to avoid the pretender narratives swarming this team already, and to regain that, sizable lead that you once had in the AFC North. Browns and Bengals losing today helped out a little bit. A win tonight would go a long way. Last storyline heading into tonight's game, the return of Calvin Austin III for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers offense, not much to complain about against the Bengals. The biggest critique was probably Broderick Jones tackling Aaron Rodgers after he threw another touchdown pass. This unit flying pretty high right now, and they're getting stronger, at least from, a personnel standpoint. This week, Calvin Austin III knocked out with a shoulder injury against the Vikings in week 4. Missed the last 2 games. He is back on the field tonight for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not going to act like he's some sort of savior to any of the Steelers' offensive woes. He does, have 10 catches, 139 yards, and 2 tuds on the season, but this team still needs a wide receiver too. At least his re-addition could make it all that more effective, the offense that I'm talking about here tonight, and may be able to give the Packers a little bit of fits. Other than that, going to get into some key matchups here now for tonight. Top matchup I got for tonight. 3 of these 4 are going to be involving the Steelers defense. The Steelers run defense against Josh Jacobs tonight. That's my number 1 matchup. All you heard all week long from players, coaches, hell, even probably the janitor at the Steelers facility was that this team was horrendous against the Bengals running game and that they need to be better this week. Cincinnati Bengals running back Chase Brown, who I believe was averaging around 56 to 62 yards per game heading into the Steelers last week, had 107 yards on the ground, and he looked like, he was absolutely unstoppable. If he can do that, Chase Brown, a majority of us Steelers fans thought, if he's doing that, what the hell is this run defense going to do against Josh Jacobs? Jacobs already 414 rushing yards on the season, 8 touchdowns, just has an absolute knack for finding the end zone. Steelers defensive lineman and team captain Cam Hayward said this week that the Steelers need to be more responsible in playing their gaps. So we need to see if, that team, if, they're going to be sound in their gaps and be stouter against the run this evening. If they can keep Jacobs, from busting this game wide open, it'll go a long way into helping the Steelers' chances for winning tonight's game. And it will give me, and I think other Steelers fans, just the tiniest sliver of more confidence that they can beat who I think that they can, stop who I think is the top running back in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, next week. So that is my matchup number 1. Number 2, sticking with the Steelers defense here, the secondary versus this Packers wide receiver group. The secondary coming off of a rotten game against the Bengals as well. Not a single player from an individual performance standpoint played well, and I'm pretty sure up until kickoff of Bengals-Jets earlier today, Jamar Chase was still catching slants for 8 to 14 yard gains against this defense. The secondary, they need to have a rebound game tonight, and they aren't going up against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but their opposition will be a challenge. There is not one guy above the rest in that Packers wide receiver room, in my opinion, but they are probably the deepest group in the entire NFL. All these guys, legit Sunday players who, and what makes them dangerous is that you don't know which guy is going to be the main target for Jordan Love on a nightly basis. I'm talking about Romeo Doubs, rookie out of Texas, first-round pick, Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, who I think is back off of injured reserve this evening, Savion Williams, another draft pick, and Malik Heath, and probably more guys that, aren't coming to mind right now. But these guys, like I said, they're legit and they're dangerous, not because, one guy is above the other, but because, they are all dangerous in their own similar ways, and you don't know which guy's going to pop off per night. The Steelers, I don't think they're going to be able to identify one guy as the guy, so you may be relying on your DBs tonight coming off of getting slashed and gashed by Higgins and Chase. You might need to rely on them to go man-to-man tonight, which I'm not, entirely too excited about right now. Also, as if covering these Packers wide receivers wasn't, tough enough already, Jordan Love throwing them the ball his last 13 games, 19 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sounds pretty good to me. So we'll see how that goes this evening, and, how this secondary for the Steelers performs. It'll go a big way into, I think, deciding the outcome of this game tonight. Last 2 key matchups of the night here. I got edge rushers against tackles. Number 1 here for the Steelers, TJ Watt versus Zach Tom. The Steelers pass rush, they couldn't even sniff a statuesque Joe Flacco last week against the Bengals. And, now they're going to go up this week against a young and much more mobile Jordan Love. So not a good matchup there. And honestly, I don't care. There should be no excuses for this pass rush heading into tonight's game. This group, in my opinion, needs to be better, and it starts with the big guys making the big money. I'm talking about Cam Hayward, and I'm also talking about TJ Watt, especially Watt. I believe didn't have a sack on Flacco until the 4th quarter, so that was against the rookie too, or a second-year guy in Amarius Mims. I got to see more from TJ. He's got to earn that $41 million here tonight. So want to see a ton out of number 90, get to the backfield, get pressure on Jordan Love. He's going to be going up against Zach Tom. I don't believe he's allowed a sack this year. So time to make your money there, PJ. And the last matchup here that I got Micah Parsons. He's going to be going up against Broderick Jones here tonight. Now, I thought highly of this Packers defense heading into the season. Then they went out and got Micah Parsons. And before I continue on here, we got Carrie Underwood over here. I'm a little bit distracted, serenading us with that beautiful NBC Open. Honestly, I think it's my favorite, pregame, intro across the entire NFL. So, Carrie Underwood introducing us there. Also, Micah Parsons, I think he's been slowly adapting to this Packers defense, but that still hasn't stopped him from being tied for the Packers leader in sacks with Rashawn Gary. So Parsons still dominant as he was down in Dallas. He might actually be even more dangerous. He's going to be going up against Broderick Jones tonight. Jones gradually has gotten better as the season has gone on. Had a hiccup against the Bengals, in my opinion, but he did shut down Myles Garrett 2 weeks ago. Had a fantastic game against him. Parsons, similar to Garrett, younger and more dynamic. So Jones, he's going to have his hands full tonight. Want to see him have a big game. He will get help, though, I'm sure, from tight ends and maybe even an extra offensive lineman. We will see what happens in the matchup there. And also, this matchup here between Parsons and Jones, it could evolve to something more. Parsons, he's going to move all around that defensive line, rush from many different spots. And, as for the guy on the other side of the line to Broderick Jones, Troy Fautanu, he's going to have no cakewalk. He's going up against Rashawn Gary, and with Parsons getting the majority of the attention, Fautanu, he might be on an island with Gary tonight. So we will see how that matchup goes, but especially our eyes, number 77 versus, I believe, number 1 for the Green Bay Packers. So those are my top matchups for this game here tonight. Excited to see what goes down between these two teams. Going to get into inactives here right now. Looking at the inactives, wide receiver Scotty Miller, the only, indifferent inactive tonight for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a finger injury popped up on the injury report Wednesday. He will not go here tonight. Other than that, Andres Pete, Logan Lee, DeMarvin Leal, those three, they have been regular healthy scratches for this team throughout the season. So, no really surprises on the Steelers inactives list besides Miller there. Center Zach Frazier for the Steelers was questionable heading into this evening with a calf injury. He is good to go. He will be snapping the ball to Aaron Rodgers and going up against Devontae Wyatt there at the nose tackle. Also, I think linebacker Malik Harrison, and rookie quarterback Will Howard, they were also questionable heading into tonight's game. I do not think they will play, however, because they still need to get activated off of IR. For the Packers, 2 regular contributors of theirs are out tonight. No Dontavian Wicks. He is one of those wide receivers that is, not an all-star, but is damn good for the Packers. He will not play tonight with a calf injury. And Lucas Van Ness, one of their starting defensive linemen, former first-round pick of theirs, I believe, he, with a foot injury, will not go tonight. Some other scratches for them. Warren Brinson, I believe he was dealing with something. Another defensive lineman, he is out. Other than that, just healthy scratches. Kicker Lucas Havrasek, center Jacob Monk, and guard Donovan Jennings. They will not play here this evening. I think it was Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, Brandon McManus, and Devontae Wyatt. Those 4, they were questionable heading into tonight's game. They will play. Final predictions here with this final commercial break before we start off the announcing, commentating, and reaction festivities here tonight. I think it's, my head wants to pick against the Steelers here. I think a majority of what I said in the storylines and key matchups do not go the Steelers' way at all. However, I think we've seen the situation already this year. Tell me if this rings a bell. Steelers going up against an NFC North team that has a fantastic defense and a brilliant offensive-minded head coach. Yep, that is what the Steelers faced in the Minnesota Vikings just about a month ago, and we remember what happened in that game. Steelers offense came out hot, defense got to the quarterback and made him make mistakes, and it felt that that game was fairly out of reach by the time we hit the halfway point in the third quarter. Now, I know this game has some different variables, and trust me, again, I do want to, go against the Steelers here with my head. But just like in Ireland against the Vikings, this game means a ton more to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I feel, tonight. In Ireland, the Steelers had arguably one of their best team performances of the season in memory of Dan Rooney and the Rooney family. And I think on top of washing off the embarrassment against the Bengals the other night, or the, Thursday night game, I think this team wants to make sure that Aaron Rodgers walks out of Acrisure Stadium tonight with the W. So, I got that going with them. I'm going with my heart, not my head here. I have positive vibes that the Steelers are going to get this done for Aaron Rodgers. Besides, Steelers, they are pretty good coming off bye weeks, and they are coming off a mini bye. And Mike Tomlin, 9-2, coming off of road Thursday night losses in his career. My final score prediction tonight, it will be a barn burner. It will be a close one. Pittsburgh 28, Green Bay 26, and a couple of individual performance predictions here. I did say on Friday on stream, Jalen Ramsey with an interception tonight. I think he needs it after, that rough night he had the other against the Bengals. Nick Herbig, I think he's going to have 2 sacks against Jordan Love. Love, the 4th longest snap to throw time in the NFL. And because it's National Tight End Day, repping Pat Freiermuth right here, I got Pat Freiermuth for a touchdown today, continuing his momentum built up against the Bengals. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get underway here tonight. Not sure. It looks like the Steelers will be starting this game on defense, so not sure how the coin toss went. Weather tonight at kickoff in Pittsburgh, 50 degrees with clear skies, and the temperature will drop tonight as the game goes on. Sounds like a perfect, crisp night for football, especially between these two teams. Also, as interesting as the matchup on the field itself, 2 other things to note really quickly. The Steelers tonight wearing their new throwback, kind of a contradictory statement there. They're new, but throwback uniforms representing and honoring the 1933 Steelers. The Packers, they will be wearing their all-white color rush uniforms. And also another storyline, the field at Acrisure Stadium. This is the first time the Steelers have played at Acrisure Stadium since the Cleveland Browns game a couple of weeks ago. Browns players, Steelers players, coaches, they all complained about the conditions of the field. It got resodded, but I think players have already begun to complain about it here tonight. It does look rough from, a look at the TV here. And doesn't help that my Pitt Panthers just played on it a little over 24 hours ago against NC State. So here we go. Chris Boswell lines up to kick this one away. Happy to have all of you in here right now. Excuse me here. My lights changed color for some reason. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. It's going to be fielded at the 9 and brought out here by Savion Williams, and he is going to go down at the 30-yard line. So a good return there to start off this game. I do see all of your comments in the comment section. We'll get to them in a minute. There are 7 of you in here right now. There we go. Had to get my light controller working. Have to change the batteries in that thing. We got a flag here, actually, to start off this game, and it's against the Packers, a holding on Brooks on the return. So there you go. Steelers defense kind of already marching the Packers back right here. So getting an introduction here for all of these players. Look at the offensive line there for the Green Bay Packers. Decent line. Elgton Jenkins, who was a long-time left guard for them, he is now a center for Jordan Love. So that is an interesting situation there. Love is going to start the game here with Josh Jacobs to his right. Jacobs gets the handoff. He's going to shake and bake to the left and held up there and stopped by, I believe that is Patrick Queen. No, that is Cam Hayward and Jalen Ramsey. So a gain of about 4 there for Josh Jacobs right off the bat. Welcome, 7 of you in here right now. Please hit that subscribe button. Any thoughts, questions, opinions, reactions that you have, get those in the comment section right now. It's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Packers. Get a look at those new yellow uniforms for the Steelers. Love dropping back the pass, gets rid of it out here to Christian Watson on an out route, and he is going to be, pushed out of bounds about a yard or 2 shy of the first down marker. So 3rd down coming up here for the Packers. Like I said in the pregame notes, 49.3% is what they are hitting on 3rd down, converting nearly half of their 3rd down attempts. We got Jacobs in the backfield to Love's right here. Christian Watson, fresh off the PUP list, in motion. Love back to pass, looking to the left, fires over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Looking for Romeo Doubs. Joey Porter Jr. sticky in coverage right there. It's going to be 4th and 1 coming up here. Great job by the Steelers defense there. How good the Packers offense has been on 3rd down this season, the Steelers, they have been just as bad. I think 30th in the league on stopping teams on 3rd down are the Steelers. They get a stop right there. Now Waylon, the punter, on here for the Packers, wearing number 19. He, from his own 26-yard line, is going to boom this one away. And it does look like Keyshawn Williams is back there returning for the Steelers. Started upfield, then tried to cut to the left. Tackled there by number 16 for the Packers. Got my depth chart pulled up here. That is number 16. Is he a DB? He is. That is Bo Melton, former wide receiver who converted to defensive back. And now we get a look here, ladies and gentlemen, at Aaron Rodgers. Like I mentioned in the pregame, Rodgers tonight, with a win, he will become the 5th quarterback in history to beat all 32 NFL franchises. And we are going to be paying special attention to the offense for the first quarter. I'll tell you here in a second. Handoff and running to the right here is Jalen Warren. Bounces off of the back of one of his offensive linemen and gets forward. And now we got some rough stuff there. Roman Wilson getting extra chippy with Devontae Wyatt. A massive size disparity there. Wilson looking for a flag, isn't going to get it. So how about that there? Roman Wilson getting chippy right away. As I was saying, why we are paying attention, especially here, to the offense in this game. If the offense here does not score more than 7 points in the first quarter tonight, then they will set a new record, the Steelers offense, with 57 straight games without scoring more than 7 points offensively. 2nd down play here for Aaron Rodgers. He is going to throw this one here to Spencer Anderson. How about that? The Steelers running a jumbo tight end package. Spencer Anderson in there to block next to Broderick Jones. It looks like he gives the chip here to Micah Parsons. And then he goes out as a receiving option and he gets the reception. It's a gain of, I think, 2 or 3 yards, but the big O lineman, Spencer Anderson, gets a catch. 3rd and 3 now here for the Steelers from their own 27. Jalen Warren, once in the backfield, now lines up besides Broderick Jones. Rodgers in an empty backfield. Dropping back the pass is A-Rod. Scrambles out here to the right, looking downfield. He's going to go deep. It does A-Rod. He's got a man. It's caught by Roman Wilson. Out of bounds at the Green Bay 24. Hello, number 10, Roman Wilson. It's about damn time we get him some action. Excellent job by Wilson. One-on-one. Rodgers throwing Wilson open. He was running towards the middle of the field. Rodgers threw it towards the sideline. Wilson adjusts and gets both feet in bounds before he goes out. What a play there by the second-year man out of Michigan, third-round pick by the Steelers. Now 1st and 10 here. Spencer Anderson in motion. Handoff here to Jaylen Warren, and he is now going to get up to the 23-yard line. 2nd down. So already some new stuff we're seeing from this offense. The jumbo tight end, offensive lineman, Spencer Anderson, he gets a pass, and Roman Wilson gets a catch. Things that we couldn't have fathomed that we would see from this Steelers offense probably within the, past couple of weeks. 2nd and 5 here, gain of 5 by Jaylen Warren. Rodgers under center, Warren in the backfield. Calvin Austin motions from right to left. Rodgers, it's going to be a screen set up here to DK Metcalf, and he is going to get no gain here. Flag down as well here. Tackle made there by Valentine, the corner. Let's see what this flag is about. There's about 5 yards in front of Metcalf there. Let's see what it is here. And we got pass interference here, and that is going to be on the person who made that catch, DK Metcalf. So my guess, without seeing replay here, a push-off before he caught that developing screenplay. Yep. Absolutely a push-off there of Valentine to get a little bit open. Metcalf so far this season, 22 receptions, 406 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns, all of those stats team leading. Get a look here at Micah Parsons. Looks like Broderick Jones might be on an island here with him one-on-one. Jaylen Warren to Rodgers' right. Pat Freiermuth way out wide, outside the numbers here, line up as a wide receiver at the top of the screen. Rodgers takes the snap, dumps it off here to Jaylen Warren, and he can't spin off that tackle there. That is Edgerrin Cooper, number 56, who gets a piece of Calvin Austin's shoulder pad, does not let go, and now it's going to be a loss here, maybe a small gain there, if any, by Jaylen Warren. I think they gave him no gain there. It's now going to be 3rd and 15 from the Steelers' 33. First down marker is up at the 18. Rodgers. Empty backfield, takes the snap, back to pass. Rodgers stepping up, and now he is going to go down and get sacked. And it is the 2 guys who we talked about pregame that could be an issue for the Steelers' offensive line. The 2 sack leaders tied for first on the Packers, Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. Gary off the right edge there against Troy Fautanu. Micah Parsons lined up over the center there. Gets in between Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick. Rodgers goes down for the sack. From midfield, Chris Boswell. It's a 56-yarder. It is up and it is good. Death taxes and Chris Boswell. Steelers on the board. So the Steelers offense, they stall out, but they get 3 on the board. Chris Boswell nailing that one with room to spare right down Broadway. The Wizard of Boz, what a kick right there. Glad he did not slip on the field that time. So the Steelers now up 3-0. We head to the first commercial break of the night here. Before we continue on here, let's catch up on some comments. Did not get to see them. We have been doing pregame notes and calling play here. Flacco in here. Welcome, Flacco. Speeding home. Please, Flacco, drive safely. Do not, by all means, break any laws or put yourself in danger right there. Lance 3-3 here. What up, Brady? Let's get a primetime dub. Hoping for that, Lance. Welcome back. Freight Train in here as always. My dad, everyone greeting each other. Freight Train here. If we actually play defense, we will be okay. No defense, and it's going to be a long night. Good start for the Steelers defense. A 3-and-out on the Packers offense there. holding Jordan Love to just minimal gains right there. Great play by Joey Porter Jr. Tight coverage on Romeo Doubs. Here we go. Come on, Steelers. Let's go. Glad to see everyone in here. Freight Train with his prediction for the night. Rodgers, 275 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Freiermuth with a big day again. 200 yards rushing is possible. It's going to be tough for the Steelers to rush against this defense. Now, Jalen Warren has had a good start here tonight, but just some stats that I've memorized for this game. The Packers defense in just one game this year have allowed more than 100 yards rushing to their opponent. Rodgers off to a good start, getting towards that 275 passing yards. Massive pickup there with Roman Wilson. Unfortunately, the drive stalled out there, but they did get points, and that is, in games like this, getting points is going to be critical here. Flacco with a let's go offense. What a kick, says Flacco. Freight Train here, bro. That was inside 5 yards. PI call is terrible. Yeah, it was like, a yard or two off the line of scrimmage. I mean, still, though, I think because he was the receiver on that, they called it. But, yeah, I don't know about that. Rodgers now on the sideline. Echelon in here. Welcome back, Echelon. Our keeper of predictions. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. It's going to be fielded at the 3. Brought out by Savion Williams. Now he's going to run to the right, and he's got room up past the 30, and finally wrapped up and taken down there by Connor Hayward. Great return there from Williams. 83, tackled by 83 on that play. So decent return there. Rodgers warming up. He got hit. That's all he needed. The jitters are out now. Hopefully those are thoughts that come true here, Echelon. I like that prediction very, very much. Rodgers now, I hope that, I talked about it. Top story of the game here. How many, emotions is he going to go to tonight? Is that going to affect his play? Hopefully that knocks those out. It's going to be a toss here. Running to the left or the right is Josh Jacobs, and he is going to be tackled after a gain of a yard and maybe 2 there. Great job by the Steelers defensive front to flow with where Jacobs was running right there. It's going to be second down. Jacobs, like I said, 414 yards coming into tonight's game. 8 touchdowns. That is second most in the NFL. Flacco now saying we need good coverage here on defense. It's going to be 2nd and 7, so they gave Jacobs a gain of 3 on that play. Now it looks like we got a tight end here. That is number 86. John Fitzpatrick in there as a fullback. Firing over the middle is Jordan Love. It's caught there by Doubs, and he is going to be down in Steelers territory at the 40. Big chunk play there by this Packers offense that is leading the NFL in explosive plays. The Steelers giving up that big play over the middle there to Romeo Doubs. Looks like they were in zone coverage there. Soft space between the linebacker and the corner, Joey Porter Jr. there to make that catch. Handoff again here to Josh Jacobs, running up the middle, wrapped up at the legs and taken down. If not, he was off to the races. Keanu Benton, good tackle there. It's going to be a gain of about 5 yards, maybe 6 for Jacobs. Great job by Benton to get a piece of his legs there, keep him from truly taking off. Echelon defense, wake up right now. They need it. They need to. If not, this offense has a chance to put up a hurting real quick. 6:35 now remaining here in this first quarter. Jordan Love. Jacobs, the running back, to his left again. Love back to pass. Firing over the middle. It's caught at the first down marker by Doubs again. Peyton Wilson there to tackle and bring him to the ground. Hopefully not a rough night ahead for number 41, his NC State Wolfpack, getting the doors blown off by my Pitt Panthers last night. So Wilson, hopefully he doesn't have any sort of issue with the city of Pittsburgh here today. Love now, again with Jacobs here to his left. Steelers look like they're going to rush 4 here. We'll see what they do. It's going to be a quick pass here to Malik Heath, and he gets past one man, and he's got a first down. Think that was that Darius Slay or Jalen Ramsey who was playing off coverage there. It was Darius Slay, not up on the line, pressing Malik Heath right there. He gets the quick hitter and moves past Slay for the first down. Knocked out of bounds again by Peyton Wilson. Now into the red zone are the Packers. 1st and 10 from the 16. Tucker Kraft motions. It's going to be a screen here to the tight end, Kraft. Kraft up past the 10, up past the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Christian Watson and maybe Matthew Golden were doing the blocking. And the Packers, they march right down the field and get 6 on the board against this Steelers defense. TJ Watt couldn't get his hands up in time to knock that ball down. And the Packers now, extra point here coming from McManus. Kick right down the middle. 7-3. Green Bay leads now. After a good start for the Steelers defense, now a not so good one right there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that now is 7-3. Going to take our first break of the night. We will be back here in a moment. Let's see if the Steelers offense has a response in them. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 5:05 left here in the first quarter. Steelers offense about to come back on to the field, and they need a response. 3 and out by the Packers offense. Steelers offense gets down near the red zone, and then they ended up settling for 3 with Chris Boswell. And then the Packers offense marching right down the field, and they put it in the end zone. Kickoff here by Brandon McManus. It is going to be caught in the end zone and knelt down by Keyshawn Williams. So Steelers offense is going to start on the field here, going over the player introductions here for the Packers. seeing all of your comments here in the comment section. We'll get to those here in a moment. Jeff Hafley, Packers defensive coordinator there, showing right there, I believe, Western Pennsylvania native. Steelers are going to start here with 12 personnel. Jonnu Smith lined up as a fullback here. Packers looking like they might blitz here. Hand off here to Jalen Warren. He's going to run right into that sea of bodies and get a gain of about 3 yards right there. Can the Steelers come out here and counter punch? It's going to be a back and forth night tonight. Can they come out and now go on a lengthy drive, give their defense a chance to recoup and regather their energy and thoughts here? Pat Freiermuth motions over from the right to the left of the formation. Rodgers takes the snap, fires here. It's caught by Pat Freiermuth, and he is going to be taken down at the 42-yard line. Flag flies, and looks like we got a penalty here on the Steelers. Let's see what this is. And we got an illegal shift here. It's going to be on the offense. That is Pat Freiermuth. I do not think he got set before that ball was snapped. So that is going to be something there that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be happy about. Freiermuth did not come to a complete stop, was still side shuffling as that ball got snapped. Now it is 2nd and 13 here. Kenneth Gainwell in the game for the first time tonight for the Steelers. Rodgers to pass. Firing here, and it is almost picked off. Calvin Austin looked like he was running a short out there. Edgerrin Cooper read it like a book, and Steelers are lucky that that one was not picked off by Cooper. I think it might have just hit his arm or gone through his arms there. Yikes. Yep, right off the hands there of Cooper. Thank goodness he's a linebacker and he doesn't use his hands all that much, except for tackling. 3rd and 13 now for the Steelers offense. The first down marker is the 45-yard line. Rodgers back to pass. Packers rush 4, caught short here. Way short by Pat Freiermuth, and the Steelers, they are going to punt the ball right back to that red-hot Packers offense. A 3 and out. Not what you needed there. 3:45 and still counting down here in the first quarter. Terrible series there for the Steelers again. That is pretty much DOA by penalties. Corliss Waitman here to boom this one away. This is going to be caught, and it's fumbled there, and the Packers fall back on top of it. I believe that was fair caught by the return man, Keyshawn Nixon, at his own 15. Hit right off of his hands, but thankfully for the Packers, that is, 2 Packers were right there in the area, falling on top of immediately, and the Packers are going to start their offensive drive here again in a moment from somewhat deep in their own territory. To the comments section we go here, looking at what you guys are saying here, reacting to this game so far. Freight Train here, looking like this drive is a TD drive. Defense soft again. Man, that sucks. Quick screens are what the Packers are going for here. They are pretty good at that. I do know that. They are one of the more efficient quick screen, quick pass offenses in the league. And the Steelers, they got beat to a pulp by that with Jamar Chase last week, and looks like we could be in for more of the same here tonight. Freight Train saw this coming. Defense awful. At least our offense can keep up. Maybe that maybe is the strongest maybe that we've seen here in a while. Echelon here. This defense can't do anything right now. Do you see trips right? And we are playing 7 yards off. Where's the aggressive in our zone reads? There is no aggression in this zone. It is the same old soft Tampa 2 defense that Mike Tomlin has deployed for many, many years and has not adapted or changed it in any which way. Just don't understand the coverage there. 2 wide outs on right side. Yeah, I get you there, Freight Train. I'm looking at it here, trying to relay it. I don't see it either. Echelon, strong words. Hate this defense, bro. Can Aaron Rodgers have one night where he doesn't have to score 10 touchdowns? Wake up. Yeah, right now, we're looking at 8 to be the savior because the defense, they haven't been able to stop a cold. And as we say this, watch them go out here and have an interception or something. Make just some sort of adjustment, please. Doesn't even have to be the right one. Just show me here on this next drive defensively that you're changing up something and you're not just going to go back out there, play, 8 yards off the line and get, gashed again by, 2 blockers screening for a wide receiver catching it behind the line of scrimmage here. Like, let's go. We'll be 3 minutes here, 14 to 3 in 6 minutes of game time or less. Well, we already are down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds here left in the first quarter. Jordan Love under center here. Matthew Golden in motion, faking the handoff. Is Love. He's going to throw it short here, caught by, I believe that is number 23, and taking a lick here. Man, Wilson, the running back there, taking a good hit for measure as he was heading out of bounds there. Not sure who that was that delivered that hit for the Steelers. I think it might have been Jalen Ramsey or Patrick Queen, not sure who. Now, of course, for the first of many times here tonight, showing pictures of Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers from the time they were both Packers. That was a gain of 8 on that play there by Green Bay. It's going to be 2nd and 2 here from the 26. Handoff here to Wilson, and he is going to be held just short, I think, of the line to gain. Needed 2 there. I think he might have gotten 1.5, 1 3/4. So it's going to be 3rd down and really, really short here for the Packers. And now they're going to give him 1st down. Really? We're going to give it to him that easy? I didn't see anything definitive there where he got the 1st down. Can we at least check the virtual look at it, the chip or whatever the hell they have now? Come on. So now make it a new set of downs here. Love back to pass. When you know it, a quick screen there, and Tucker Kraft wide open, heading up the sideline, past the 40, past the 50, still rolling is the tight end, past the 40 in Steelers territory and down at the 38. Soft zone coverage out the ass from the Steelers defense. And tight end Tucker Kraft from, I believe, South Dakota State outruns Patrick Queen. Joey Porter Jr. can't tackle him. It takes Darius Slay and Deshaun Elliott to finally bring him down. Horrendous stuff from the Steelers defense. More of the same from Cincinnati 2 Thursdays ago. It's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Packers with 1:10 remaining in the first quarter, and the Packers are going to take their first timeout for the half. No idea, why they're doing it. I mean, it's not like it matters. They could go out there and draw up plays in the dirt, paint sprayed green, known as the Acrisure Stadium field, and probably have some success offensively right now. Holy hell indeed. But I thought if Tomlin had more time to prep, we could come out firing. Give me a break. Fire Tomlin. I mean, that is what history has told us, but not seeing it right now there, Echelon. Jeez Louise. Tucker Kraft, tight end for the Packers, now brings him to 375 yards on the season with 5 touchdowns. Handoff here to Wilson, the running back, again wrapped up there after a gain of 2 by Peyton Wilson, who tries to rip that ball out before whistles blow. Now under a minute left to play here in the first quarter. It's going to be 2nd down Let's see here if the Steelers have a stop in them on 2nd and 9. This might be the final play here of the first quarter, if I had to guess. Love with the running back, Wilson to his right. Wonder if there's an issue with Josh Jacobs. We have not seen him on this drive. Wilson here. It's going to be a dump off in the flat behind the line of scrimmage, and good tackling there by Darius Slay. I think that is now going to be a loss on the play. Good tackle there by Big Play Slay. And, yep, loss of a yard on the play indeed. 3rd and 10. Aaron Rodgers standing on the sideline there looking at the field. Just gave one of these. Wonder if he was communicating there at all with his defense. Rodgers did play scout team quarterback this week leading into this game, potentially giving the Steelers defense maybe some pointers on what to expect from Jordan Love or this Matt LaFleur offense. Whatever pointers he's given thus far, they haven't helped the Steelers defense all that much, not to Rodgers' fault, of course. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Green Bay 7, Steelers 3, though Green Bay threatening to score again here, at least put up another 3 points on the board. We will see what happens here. 3rd and 10 coming up. Freight train here again. We are bad. $100+ million defense. Awful waste of money. Not just $100+ million there, Freight train. I believe $160+ million. Don't know the number exactly, but it is in that ballpark range. $160 million for this defense. But you know, you can have all of the players, you know, in the world to throw big money at, but the way that they are both playing as individuals, but I think most foremost here, the defensive scheme not working whatsoever here. Flacco here. This is getting ugly. It will get ugly real quick here if the Packers punch this in here for another touchdown. We will see. 3rd and 10 coming up. 7 of you in here right now. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Like this live stream. Share it. Leave a comment, thoughts, questions, opinions that you have on this game right now. Get those in there. Back here in about 30 seconds, beginning of the second quarter, coming up here in a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd and 10 here for the Packers. Love is going. The line one up deep, and it is incomplete. Romeo Doubs, the intended target, down the left sideline. And it looks like tight coverage there by Darius Slay. Slay going up against the much younger Romeo Doubs. Doubs had to sort of reach back towards the middle of the field for that ball. Slay, I don't think, made too much of a play to affect Doubs not making that catch. That was just a bit of a misfired throw there by Jordan Love. Brandon McManus, the Packers kicker, on to kick this one, and it is good. No good. No good, actually. He left it short. 57 yards. It was online, and he left it short. McManus. A miss in the Steelers with good starting field position here. Couldn't tell there. Yes, about 2 yards short was that kick from McManus. Did not have enough leg in it. Honestly, that is pretty rare nowadays in the NFL. You feel like just about every kicker in the NFL, if they really get into it, can hit it from, around 60 yards. But McManus there, bit of an older kicker in the league, misses that one, leaves it short. And now the Steelers offense back out there. Still a 7-3 ball game. 1st and 10 here. This will be from just shy of midfield at the 47. Rodgers back to pass. Rolls to the left. Gets rid of it to DK Metcalf out of bounds at the Packers 48. So now make it 2nd and manageable here for the Steelers. They're now showing graphic here of Aaron Rodgers and his time as Packers quarterback. Of course, the 4 MVPs he's had. Rodgers, handoff here to Kenneth Gainwell, running to the left. He's got the edge, and he's got the 1st down. Great play there by Kenneth Gainwell. Nothing going up the middle. Broke it out to the left, got the edge. New set of downs here for the Steelers. Get a look there at, I believe it's Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. We'll see what the PFF grades are here tonight for the Steelers. The head of PFF, Collinsworth, right there, created it. 1st and 10 here from the 39. Pitch here to Kenneth Gainwell, and he's going to have nowhere to go. He'll lose a yard there. Edgerrin Cooper and many other Packers meeting him in the backfield there. So not the ideal start to this new series. 7 of you in here. Welcome to the live stream. Freight Train here again. They score here. The game is essentially over. They run really well, and they're killing us with both tight ends. Well, I guess it's a good thing there that Brandon McManus, the former Denver Bronco, left that one just a hair short. Handoff again here to Kenneth Gainwell. Much better success this time. Gets chopped down by the ex-New York Giant, Xavier McKinney. Gain of about 8 yards on the play. And now 3rd and manageable here for the Steelers offense. Steelers looks like they might be running a bit tempo here. It's going to be at the 32. Gainwell still out there as the back. Rodgers making a check. Looking to his right there. Out there is Metcalf, Austin, and Freiermuth. Rodgers. Now he's going to throw it deep downfield for Metcalf, and it's almost hauled in. Incomplete. Valentine in coverage. Rodgers upset there. Not sure who that check was for. Excuse me, that was Jonnu Smith lined up out there. Metcalf was one-on-one with Valentine near the bottom. Not sure what he was checking to there, but did not work out. That pass there from Rodgers in a bucket to Metcalf. Valentine getting a piece of it. 50-yard attempt here from Chris Boswell, and it is good. So another 50-plus yarder for Chris Boswell. Steelers walking away with points again. Now can the defense get another stop? Aaron Rodgers a little bit fiery with the offensive drive stalling there. But 7-6 now is the new score. That was supposed to be a pop-off there, says Echelon. Yeah, I was expecting, 3 receiver set there for that to be some sort of a screen there or something. But, I mean, I don't know if Rodgers was upset with, himself or if he was going to, be yelling at Freiermuth. Looked like he was trying to get the attention there of both Muth and Austin. And Muth, he just ran a go up the field, and Austin might have ran, a 8 to 10 yard hitch. I only got one look there at the replay, so I doubt it was, Rodgers checking into, hey, Muth, run a go. So, I mean, I don't know. If that was the case, that's now, second week in a row where a Steelers receiver has either missed a check or has, not adjusted to the check the way Rodgers has wanted. And that time it killed that promising looking drive there for the Steelers. They were running the ball well and they settled for 3 yet again. Can't kick winning field goals. Agreed. Especially with the way this defense is performing. Because, I mean, do I have all the faith in the world that they're going to go out and stop this Packers offense now? No, I would like to, but let's see what comes up here in a minute. Echelon, this means something to me, man. Aaron, catch the ball. I think you're talking about or this means something to Aaron. Catch the damn ball. I mean, Metcalf did have it in his hands, and Valentine got his hand in there to sort of swat the ball out. So I think as beautiful as a throw that was by Aaron, and Metcalf did make a hell of an attempt to make that catch. Just DB made a good play. Flacco, we need a wide receiver, and brought up one of my extra Pittsburgh sports news points for tomorrow night's stream. BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr., Jaguars listening to calls on him. Gotta say, if, I'd be all in, but the thing is, he's going to be asking for top-tier wide receiver money here in a moment, so we'll see what comes there. What comes of that? I doubt he gets moved. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. It's going to be brought back and down at, I believe that's the 20-yard line, Bow Mountain. So now with 12-12 remaining here in the first half, Watt and the Steelers defense back there on the field. Watt, 4 sacks on the season, 1 forced fumble, and an interception. Second on the team in sacks. Of course, number 1, I think we all know who that is. Number 51, Nick Herbig. Herbig, by the way, didn't realize this until was, catching up on some stats heading into this game. Tied with Micah Parsons. Herbig and Parsons, the same amount of pressures, according to PFF this season. Jordan Love back to pass here. He's going to go deep downfield, and he has got Savion Williams there, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play. Joey Porter Jr. stride for stride with Romeo Doubs. They both hit the turf. You were wondering, is the flag going to come out here? And that is not the case. 2nd and 10 here for the Packers, but before that, a Steelers player down here. That is Daniel Ekwale. And I agree, there is no contact there from Joey Porter Jr. Maybe a tiny bit of an arm grab there from Porter. About a moment before they both hit the deck, but I think Doubs was losing his footing regardless. So no penalty. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Pack, and now they go to commercial. So that must mean this Daniel Ekwale injury pretty bad. Hopefully not as bad as what warrants a commercial break. Hopefully nothing as bad. As a matter of fact, I don't think anything can be as bad as the injury Cam Scatabo suffered today for the New York Giants. That was absolutely gnarly and disgusting, and thoughts and prayers to him. TJ needs to get going here, says Freight Train. I agree, Freight Train. $41 million, 4 sacks, and went up against Demarius Mims last week. Didn't even sniff or be in the same zip code as Joe Flacco until late in that game. And he needs to show something way more here. Also, haven't really paid attention to it up until this point. Going to try to pay attention to it more. Have we seen a good bit of Nick Herbig tonight? Would love to see that. 11 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Please hit that subscribe button on your way in. Go ahead and leave a like on this video, and Leave a comment in the comment section. Thoughts, questions, opinions, reactions to what is going on between the Steelers and the Packers right now. Get those in there. Definitely not a play that should have been called PI on. Finally get a break on Porter. Yeah, also, I didn't look there. Is he still wearing those yellow gloves that he always wears? That's probably the most frustrating thing that Joey Porter Jr. does, is that he always wears those yellow gloves, which no team in the NFL besides the Saints, and it's a much different color of yellow. It's more of like a tannish gold. Anyways, nobody else in the league wears, yellow as a primary color. But Porter insists on having yellow gloves against white jerseys and red jerseys and all that. It's going to stand out, and that's, I think isn't helping his case at all in these PI penalties. Lots of Highsmith so far. It's like they don't play him on purpose. I mean, we talked about it all week. I like Highsmith as much as the next guy here, but clearly the Packers, they are going with a, pass-first mentality here. I don't think I've seen Josh Jacobs here in a while. They got him in the backfield here. Now he gets the handoff. He's going to dance his way forward for about a yard. Good tackle there by the Steelers defense. Deshaun Elliott, TJ Watt on the tackle there. Great job by those two. But Packers, clearly pass-first mentality here. Put Nick Herbig out there. Let him get after it. Nick Herbig better be out here for this play right here. It's going to be 3rd and 9. 3rd down here. Come on. Get off the field. Like we said pregame, the Packers first in the NFL in converting 3rd downs. The Steelers, probably near the bottom of the league in that department. Looks like Highsmith is out there. Steelers, they rush 6. Love back to pass. Love gets rid of it. Incomplete. Flags on the play. That better not be roughing the passer. That better not be. That better be on offense. No. Come on. Highsmith palms to the air. Seriously. Two flags came in. Face mask there on Tom. That better be one penalty. Each penalty's better offset at least. Yes! No roughing the passer! I was about to say, you better not! You better not! Illegal hands to the face on Zach Tom, the right tackle. No roughing the passer. Holy hell. He's gouging Watt's eyes out. His whole right hand is damn near in his face. Damn. You will never see a more blatant, a more obvious illegal use of hands to the face ever. Now to punt again here are the Packers. 2nd time tonight. They're going to snap it here from their own 27. Keyshawn Williams still up from the practice squad for the Steelers. He's going to be the return man here. Waylon, the punter, gets this one away clean. Williams from his own 20. He's going to field it here and try to make something. Up past the 30 and out of bounds. I think just shy of the 35-yard line there. So decent return of around 10 to 12 yards there for Keyshawn Williams, depending on when his foot hit out of bounds. Great response drive there by the Steelers defense. Force the Packers into 3rd and long situations. It's always tougher to convert 3rd downs, even if you're the best in the NFL at it, when you're going from 3rd and long incomplete pass. Stuff the run with Josh Jacobs there. I think that was, I don't think Josh Jacobs took a single snap there on the second to last series for the Packers. So I wonder if he had some sort of issue that needed to get checked out. I don't know. Let's see here what happens from the Steelers. 1st and 10. 11:06 here left in the first quarter. Faking the handoff to Warren. Rolling out to the right is Rodgers. Hits Ben Skoranek. Mr. Joe Dirt impersonator himself. 1st down, gain on 1st down there for the black and gold. That was out of the jumbo tight end personnel. Spencer Anderson and Darnell Washington lined up to the right of the formation there, and Skoranek catching that ball about 5 or 6 yards short of the first down marker. Then he got upfield enough to get the first down. Jumbo tight end set again. Pitch and running that way is Jalen Warren. This time he's going to be wrapped up by Devontae Wyatt, the former Georgia Bulldog, taken down at exactly midfield, the 50-yard line. I think Devontae Wyatt, he is one of like 3 or 4 Georgia Bulldogs on this Packers defense. Of course, besides Wyatt, you got Nazir Stackhouse, who was a rookie, just got drafted this past year. Same thing with Warren Brinson. He is inactive tonight. And I can't remember or not if Edgerrin Cooper is a Bulldog. I don't know. Rodgers here takes this snap, back to pass, pressure all around, rolling out to the right. He's going to throw this one out of bounds to, I'm sure, maybe one of his old coaches. Pursued there by 2 Packers. Rodgers with a smile there of who was chasing after him. At least that's one thing, you get to look at with this matchup here against Rodgers. Another good thing, talking about an emotional night for him. This defense that he's going up against here for the Packers, not too many old, long-time teammates of his on this defense. I think Keyshawn Nixon and Rashawn Gary, and that might be it. It's now going to be 3rd and 8 here for the Steelers. Lined up beside the right tackle, Fautanu is Gainwell. Back to pass is Rodgers, looking left. Pressure around him, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. But a flag is down here, so let's see what this is. Looks like that was number 33, Evan Williams, the starting safety, who got a hand on that here. Let's see what this is. And we got a holding on the defense. Here we go, 5-yard penalty. Keyshawn Nixon, who I just said, a little bit too grabby there with Calvin Austin. And yep. Not too much of a grab there, but just enough to warrant the flag. Metcalf, if Rodgers just gets that ball a little bit more over Evan Williams, the safety, then Metcalf, he streaks to the end zone easily. New set of downs here for the Steelers. Handoff to Jalen Warren. Bowled over a man and just ran over Xavier McKinney like a dump truck down the hill. It's a gain of 9. Now 2nd down and short coming up. Might, be able to take the time for a shot here. Just right around the 35-yard line. Maybe if you got a one-on-one with DK Metcalf, a little go down the sideline, maybe you can cook up something there. I don't know. We will see. 2nd and 1 here. Warren in the backfield. Steelers with heavy personnel out there. Jumbo tight end personnel. Pitch toss here to Jalen Warren. He's got the first down up to the 30-yard line. Great gain there by Warren. New set of downs. That's a Pittsburgh Steelers first down. And now on cue, Sunday Night Football showing some workout videos of Jalen Warren. Still just 26 years old. Very, very young Jalen Warren. And what a fantastic career he has had, from undrafted free agent out of Oklahoma State to RB1 here for one of the most revered franchises in NFL history, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looks like we got Roman Wilson out there as one of the Steelers tight ends. Rodgers going to hand it off here to Jalen Warren, and this time the Packers sniffed it out big time. That is Kingsley Enagbare, one of the edge rushers, backup edge rushers for this Packers team. That's a big loss on that play. Blown up. See how many they give him on the loss there. It's at least, 4 to 5 yards. Jeez Louise. Just who'd he blow past? Broderick Jones there. 2nd and 15 now. Now from the 35, Rodgers back to pass. The screen set up here for Kenneth Gainwell. He's got blockers all in front of him, but none of them were able to move the bodies in front of them. It's now going to be 3rd and long here. And maybe a little bit of some rough stuff there. Rodgers, he's got a lot to say. Not sure if that's to one of his teammates or to the Packers there. Looks like Spencer Anderson and Edgerrin Cooper were jawing with each other there, maybe giving each other a couple of hand swats. Just a gain of 1 on that play for the Steelers. Now it's 3rd and 14. They're just 1 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. Play clock, it's winding down here. Can Rodgers get it off? He does. In an empty backfield, Rodgers back to pass. Check down here, short over the middle to Jonnu Smith, and he is going to get back about 3/4 of what he needed. It's now going to be 4th down, and on comes the kicking unit again here for the Steelers. Boswell again. This is probably going to be his shortest attempt here for the night. Hit one from 56, hit one from 50. Micah Parsons rushing right up the middle there, right in between McCormick and Zach Frazier to force Rodgers to get that ball out early. Boswell, this is going to be here from the right hash and puts that one right down the middle, but a flag here. And a false start here on the Steelers. So Boswell made that one. He's now going to have to re-kick. Cam Hayward, the guilty party of a false start there. Here blocking for this kicking unit. So now, I'm not sure what that was. You're probably looking around the 40-yard range there for that previous field goal. Now this one here, it's going to be a 48-yarder. From the left hash, kick on the way again. It doesn't matter. Boswell's own team can ice him and can push him back even further. But he still makes it all the same. He's inevitable like Thanos. So now, I think one of you in here in the comment section mentioned earlier, cannot win this game with field goals. Well, the Steelers now have the lead on all field goals. Let's go here back to the comments section here. Catching up on some comments you guys had during play right there. Freight Train here. Again, wear the white when playing white jerseys, dark with the others. I hate to say it, but that's dumb. Talking about the Joey Porter Jr. glove thing. Yeah, cool. Gold gloves are your thing, but dude, if you're going to play the most handsy style of football that I've ever seen from a corner, be pressed up against any sort of receiver you go up against, at least wear, different color gloves to match their jersey. It goes worlds in helping you, avoid PI. So I don't understand why he doesn't do that either. Taco Tom in here. Welcome, Taco Tom. Sup? That is a THP. Sup, buddy? Work early, but can watch the game. Glad you're on. Thank you for coming back here. As a Cowboys fan, we still stink. Yeah. Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, they are, looks like they're for real. Maybe started out the season a bit slow, and then, of course, had that massive blow up in the fourth quarter against the New York Giants last week. But unfortunately, your Cowboys, they were on the wrong end of a team looking to right the ship of an embarrassing performance. Steelers looking to do that here tonight against the Packers. Grounding but not roughing. BS finally got a call. Yeah, I mean, thank goodness, because I originally thought they were going to call roughing the passer there, but at least, I was hoping for offsetting penalties. I'll take the Packers getting that penalty all day long. My dad in here put the Highsmith jersey in that office. Maybe that's what gets him to the quarterback more. I don't mean, I know Highsmith is your guy, Dad. I don't mean to, and any slander to his game. I'm just saying, pass rush obvious situations, Herbig's got to be the guy here. Game coming back on here to my right. They got the next gen stats pulled up here, showing the quick passing game here from Jordan Love. Has been getting the ball out in less than 2 seconds tonight. A little bit different from his average snap to throw time, which I believe is 4th longest in the NFL at 3-something. So going with quick screens and quick passes galore here tonight. Freight Train needed an absolute long touchdown drive. You're talking about running the ball over and over and over again. And they could have gone for it, but, I think Tomlin's all about taking the points when you can get it. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. Little bit of a return there for the Packers, but not much. It's now 1st and 10 here. 5:46 remaining here in the first half. Love tonight for the Packers. 8 for 12, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Matt LaFleur, longtime head coach for the Green Bay Packers, does the play calling on offense. This is going to be from the 34. Love deep drop here. Back to pass. Gets rid of it. This is caught by, I think that is Fitzpatrick or something like that. I forget his name. That is going to be a short gain there for the Packers. Probably got about half of what they need. 4-yard gain there. 2nd and 6 now. 5:20 left to go. This is now from the 38-yard line. Tucker Kraft in motions. 3 wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen here. Might smell a screen play coming here. Handoff instead here to Josh Jacobs, and he's going to push bodies ahead for a gain of 3. So now it's 3rd and short. Another 3rd down here coming up for this defense. They got a big 3rd down stop in here again. Give the offense the ball back here with the lead. Let's see what is cooking here. Just showed Aaron Rodgers on the sideline there, sitting on the bench. Someone on the Steelers sideline wearing sunglasses at night. Crazy. 3rd and 3. Love with Jacobs to his left. Love takes the snap. Pass over the middle, and it is incomplete. Hit Tucker Kraft, the tight end, in the chest, and he could not haul it in. Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson bearing down on him, and that's just a missed catch there for Kraft. And now a punt coming up here for Green Bay. Looks like the Packers, they might have been looking for a jump off sides there by the Steelers. They didn't get it. Not sure who that was, if it was Highsmith or Herbig up there on the edge of the D line. Whalen, the punter, on to punt again. He stands at his own 26-yard line. This punt high in the air. It's going to go all the way to the 16-yard line where it is fair caught there by Keyshawn Williams. And now Rodgers and the Steelers offense going to come back on again. And Mike Tirico says Mr. Rodgers going back into his neighborhood on the field as they show a statue there in Pittsburgh of Mr. Rodgers. Echelon here, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, now run the ball, says Freight Train. Defense finally doing what they're paid to do. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give them a ton of credit that time. They played soft zone there on 3rd and 2, and Kraft, the tight end, he just dropped it, that one. Just flat out missed it. So I do, like we got the stop there, but I still want to see more from this defense. Tighter coverage, please. Update here, looking at Twitter during this real quick commercial break. Daniel Ekuale, who is down for the Steelers not too long ago, did get up and walked off the field, but had a little bit of help, so we will monitor that. See if he can get back out there on the field, or if he has been. I don't know who's been playing interior D-line there. Maybe give him a spat, get him back out there. It's all hands on deck here in this game. Chris Boswell show right now. I am seeing that. Never mind. As I talk about Daniel Ekuale, Burt Lawton, Steelers PR, has been downgraded to out for the rest of tonight's game with a knee injury. So that sucks. All right. Going to be back here in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. 9 of you in here. Do not go anywhere. Hit subscribe. Back here after this short break with more Steelers-Packers football. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A run on first down there for Jaylen Warren, I believe. Jumbo tight end set to the left. And that pitch that the Steelers keep on giving to Jaylen Warren, it paid dividends that time. A first down run on first down. Like that, we're getting Jaylen Warren cooking here tonight against this Packers defense that has been pretty good against the run so far this year. They did not give him the first down. It's going to be 2nd and inches here. And probably about 6 inches, honestly. Hand off to Warren again. He's up the sideline here. The 30, the 40. Holy hell. Jaylen Warren, that man, a human wrecking ball. Could have easily just stepped out of bounds. Nope. He wanted to run through someone's face right there. Exactly the same play. A pitch to the left, running behind Darnell Washington and Spencer Anderson, and Jaylen Warren, another big pickup there. If they can't stop it, do it again. Kenny G now in the backfield for the Steelers. Rodgers making his check here at the line of scrimmage under center. Quick screen here. Calvin Austin. Keyshawn Nixon not playing anywhere near the line of scrimmage. That is a free 5-yard gain at least right there for the Steelers. Good check out of whatever play they had dialed up there by Aaron Rodgers. Seeing that. It's now going to be 2nd and 3, so making a gain of 7 there for CA3. I believe that is his first reception tonight? If so, first in about 3 weeks, almost a month for Austin. He's been out with a shoulder injury. Darnell Washington, or Broderick Jones, a pulling tackle there, and Kenny G's going to run that way up the right sideline and out of bounds. Fantastic pull and key block there by Broderick Jones. Got blown up a moment ago. Got blown past, I should say, on the previous drive by the Steelers. Makes a big block that time. 2-minute warning hits here in the first half of play. I think Broderick Jones also had something to say to the Packers sideline there. If he does something right, he's going to let you hear about it. So great stuff there by Jones. Bro, NBC just showed Lincoln Financial Field. I was talking here and I looked over. I'm like, all right, I thought that was a commercial for, another game they got coming up on their schedule, but they just legitimately showed it. That's crazy. Freight train again. See you run it, dude. We can run on them in the edges. Yes, these wide zone runs and pitch tosses out that way, they are working right now. Can we please keep that up? Jaylen Warren right now, he looks like he could be heading for another 100-yard night right now, knock on wood. Freight train again here. Going to keep saying it. The more we run the ball, the play action took out the pass game gets. Yes, play action definitely will benefit mightily here. We run the ball more effectively. Can the Steelers keep it going here? Ideally, this offensive drive now with a new set of downs, it's going to take this under a minute here. And they finish off this drive with points. It will be interesting to see how aggressive the Steelers get on offense here, because they do start the next half with the ball. So we will wait and see what Arthur Smith has dialed up here in the 2-minute, if they can move quickly here down the field. Saw another post, couldn't agree more, on Twitter. Chris Boswell, fantasy owners, very happy right now. I'm starting Chris Boswell in, I think, 2 leagues tonight. And he's definitely making my night happy. I haven't checked on any of my fantasy teams. I hope they're doing well. I think I started RJ Harvey today, and he had 3 touchdowns, so that's good. Seeing if there's any other news here going on. Great adjustments so far tonight being made at the line of scrimmage by Rodgers. He has gotten them into the right plays. His players had a couple of passes clank off their hands. We'll see if they can better improve upon that as we go along here tonight. New set of downs here for the Steelers. Hand off to Kenny G. He's going to hit off the back of, I think, Mason McCormick and get a gain of about 2 there. Steelers are into Packers territory here. And 1:40 and counting down here in the first quarter. Or in the first half, I should say. They just showed the replay there of Broderick Jones pulling as the tackle there. Screen play here to Calvin Austin, and he unable to bring that one in. Probably for the best that he didn't catch that because he had a Packer player lining him up, and that would have been a loss, most definitely. Aaron Rodgers completions to 9 different players already tonight. Spreading the ball around. Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin out there right now. Looks like Rodgers had a little bit of extra instruction for CA3. He's at the top of the screen here. 3 receiver bunch at the bottom. Empty backfield for Rodgers. Kenneth Gainwell lined up out there besides Fautanu. Rodgers takes the snap. Pressure immediately. Gets rid of it. Looking for Calvin Austin. And the pass interference comes in. Austin. That ball was a little bit underthrown by Rodgers. And Austin trying to go back on it. Keyshawn Nixon never turned around. And that's going to get called every time. Could it have been a penalty? Probably Nixon didn't do anything wrong. But when you do not get your head around on that play, it is going to get called every time. Great job there by Rodgers. Pressure came immediately right up the middle. And he just got rid of that to Austin. One-on-one with Nixon. Yep. Nixon, of course, going to wonder, what did I do? Well, that's what happens when you don't look for the ball. Free first down here for the Steelers. 3 penalties apiece tonight between these two teams. 1st and 10 now from the 15. Steelers in the Heinz red zone again. Jalen Warren to Rodgers' right. Handing it off to him is Rodgers. And Warren, he's going to lower his pads and push forward for a gain of 4 yards there, maybe 5. It's now going to be 2nd down here. Don't think the Steelers have used their time, any of their timeouts yet. So we'll see what happens here. Red zone touchdown percentage this year for the black and gold, 72%, 4th best in the NFL. The clock now under a minute left to play here in the second quarter, 50 seconds exactly. 12 personnel, Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington, the tight ends, 1 on each side of the formation. Now Washington motions. Faking the handoff and rolling out to the right is Rodgers. He hits DK Metcalf. He's got the first down and he's out of bounds. Running over Keyshawn Nixon in the process. Stops the clock with 37 seconds left. And the Steelers, they're going to have 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Metcalf running a crosser from left to right across the field. And Nixon prevented a touchdown, but that is not a matchup that I am going to want to have every single night if I'm Nixon. Nixon here, trying to bring up his chart here. 5'10", 200 pounds. Metcalf, we know he is 6'4", at least 230 pounds. Rodgers, 1-on-1. Touchdown, Steelers. Metcalf on a quick slant with Nixon draped all over him. The Steelers finally putting 6 on the board. They could have ran it with Jalen Warren. Rodgers was looking to pass immediately as he got the snap. I thought originally it was going to be a fade to the pylon, but Metcalf winning his 1-on-1 quick slant off the line. Nixon could do nothing about it. That big 6'4" frame of Metcalf boxed him out. The extra point from Chris Boswell. It is good. And finally, a touchdown for the Steelers offense. They had a couple of drives stall out with penalties. And now they finally get into the end zone. 16-7, the new score here. And the Packers, I think they're going to have, pending on what the kickoff, how much time the kickoff takes off here. They're going to have maybe around 25 seconds left to go here in this first half. Great stuff there. To the comments section we go. Flacco, he is fired up. A-Rod told him that in the huddle. Yep. Talking about that Calvin Austin play, Rodgers gave just a little bit of extra instruction there for Austin. Said, hey, if I get pressured immediately, you're my guy one-on-one with Nixon. He went to it, worked out, drawing the PI. Let's go. 9 of you in here right now. We just hit an hour, 48 minutes here on stream tonight. Welcome each and every one of you in here. Entertaining game, to say the least, so far. Can the Steelers defense here get one more stop heading into halftime? That will be huge, keeping the Packers off the board here. Steelers will start the second half with the ball on offense. So if you can keep this score at, a 2-score game here for the Packers heading into half, that will be massive here for the Steelers. Let's look here, see if we have anything else. Excellent job there by DK Metcalf on those 2 plays. Looks like we got some posts out there. Rodgers, that drive where the ball hit off of Metcalf's hands. People are lip reading what Rodgers was saying. Seeing one idea of what Rodgers said from Barstool and looking at Rodgers' lips, it could be pretty accurate. But I think everything's all good now between Metcalf and Rodgers. This team running the ball really, really well right now. And now the passing game coming along with it. Taking the fight to this Packers defense right now. Gotta love it. Back from commercial break here is Sunday Night Football on NBC. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. It is going to hit and go into the end zone here. 34 seconds left here on the clock. That one was close to going out of bounds, which if it's a free kick out of bounds, that ball comes out to the 40. Instead, it just gets inside the pylon here. We're looking here on the replay here. Daniel Akwale, they're showing for the Steelers. He's been ruled out for the rest of the game. Went into the blue medical tent. He at least walked on his own power down those steps there behind the Steelers bench to the locker room. So, thoughts with him here? Looks like we got a 3 outside linebacker set here for the Steelers. Alex Highsmith lined up over the right guard, and they rush 4. Love back to pass. Gets rid of it here to Josh Jacobs. He's got blockers up past the 25 and out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Just a yard shy of the first down. It's now going to be second and short here for Green Bay. "27 seconds here left in this first half. Steelers, all 3 of their timeouts. The Packers, 2. So they got 2 more clock stops here. You're going to make it second and 2, but it's 1.5 here for the Packers. Jacobs the back to Love's left. Love makes a blocking assignment adjustment at the line. Love taking a shot downfield. It's caught! And they're going to say he caught it. Christian Watson with Joey Porter Jr. in coverage. Let's look here. And he did hang on. What a catch there by Christian Watson. And he went down in bounds. So the Packers, they're going to take their second timeout. That ball caught up just shy of midfield. So the Packers now maybe a couple of catches away from field goal range for Brandon McManus. Not much Joey Porter Jr. can do there in that coverage. Looks like he did get his hand in there. Just Watson was able to hold on to that one. Now it's 1st and 10 here for the Packers. This is going to be from the 47. Back to pass is Love. Love gets rid of it. Jacobs behind the line of scrimmage. He's only going to get a yard or two here. Tackled there by Peyton Wilson. Flag on the play here. That stops the clock with 12 seconds left here. Whoa. Ball given to the official there. Almost hit the referee in the head. Let's see what the penalty is here. Oh. Personal foul, face mask on TJ Watt. And yep, that is a face mask there from old number 90. Zach Tom, the right tackle, got illegal hands to the face on Watt earlier. Watt this time returning the favor. And a new set of downs here for the Packers with 12 seconds left. Wonder where field goal range is here for McManus, the kicker. Missed one from 57 yards. This is going to be from the 36-yard line here for the Packers. They do have one timeout left with 12 seconds left. Steelers, they blitz 6. Pass caught over the middle and tackled there a yard short of the first down. Malik Heath, great tackle there by Brandon Eccles. If he doesn't make it, he's off to the races inside the red zone. And now the Packers do take their final timeout with 2 seconds left. So we'll have to see what the yardage will be here for McManus. Steelers defense, unless McManus misses another field goal, they're not going to do what I would have liked them to, which is take this 2-score lead in the half. 2 seconds left on the clock. McManus got his final practice kick in, and now he comes in. Waylon, the punter, is the holder. This is going to be from, I think, right dab smack. Oh, no, this is from the left hash mark here for McManus. 44 yards. McManus' kick. It's up, and it is no good! No good for McManus. He pushed it wide to the left. 44 yards. About 2 feet outside of that left goalpost. And the Steelers, they will indeed take that 2-score lead in the half. That is now 2 field goals missed on the night for McManus. 1 left short, 1 pushed wide. We will take it. Hell yeah. To the comment section we go here as we were watching there. Freight Train again in the comment section here with a $4.99 contribution. Did the same thing last Thursday. Freight Train, I appreciate it. As always, touchdown bonus. Swear A-Rod told Austin that was he was doing breaking the huddle. Yeah, I agree 100% there from A-Rod to Austin. It worked out, and things working out in favor for the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. A missed field goal again for McManus, the kicker, pushes that one wide. And all of a sudden, after a rough start to this ball game for the Steelers for the first, I'd say 4 drives or so combined with each team, things have turned around for the black and gold. Freight Train here, damn it. 45 yards, miss it, bro. I bet Tomlin ices him. He did not ice him. He just pushed it on his own. Maybe took too much time to prep there. Got in his own head. Really hard to kick at Heinz Field. By the way, they have shown Lincoln Financial every break. Wonder what that is about. Now they're showing. I swear to God, they just showed Philadelphia there. We're not tripping here. They just showed Philadelphia as they went to that commercial break. What the hell is NBC doing? What are they doing? That's crazy. Wow. Everyone, like and sub. Help Brady grow the channel. Appreciate that. Freight Train as always. You, Flacco, THP, all of you guys been in here. Day oneers, Echelon. You guys been in here helping the channel grow every single week. Appreciate that very, very much there, Freight Train. So And now leaves the score here at halftime. It remains 16-7 in favor of the Steelers. 30 minutes to go. A lot of football here for the Steelers. Can they come out hot out of halftime? Steelers will get the ball. So they got a chance here for the double score here to make this a 3-possession game. We'll see if they can do it here after halftime. Before we go to halftime here, another comment here. Penguins, not all that bad, it looks like. Side note. Yeah, I will say, Penguins, surprising. Quite a bit of people here. Yeah, over a shootout loss to the Blue Jackets last night, but still, damn good showing from them in that game. No quit in that team. Excited to see what they do moving forward here. Watching the Sharks tonight. Celebrini kid is good. Yeah, Celebrini is very good out there for the Sharks. They got a very good young nucleus of talent out there. Celebrini, Will Smith, Michael Misa, William Eklund. It's just a matter of if they can, get that group the help that they need to get them some success out there in San Jose. It is a must. The Steelers score on the opening drive in the second half. You'll be up 23-7. Yes, agreed. They at least put up points, bare minimum here. You get a touchdown, then that will give me a massive confidence booster heading forward here. But the Packers, they're going to find something and they're going to adjust to it. Can the Steelers, counterpunch it and able to adjust to the Packers' adjustments? We will see here after break. Freight Train here. Just hate YouTube takes 30%, but happy to support Brady. You deserve it, man. Can't wait till you're 1,000. I can say we were here from the start. Yes, you guys been here from the start. I appreciate you, Freight Train. Always supportive on here as always. And appreciate each and every single one of you that have subscribed and given contributions up until this point. At 605 subscribers right now on the channel, 11 likes so far on the live stream here tonight. So let's see if we can keep growing the channel here moving forward. Showing highlights of the games today. Some good stuff for the Steelers around the NFL. The Browns falling to the New England Patriots massively. Myles Garrett, 5 sacks in that game. But, then he throws a temper tantrum on the sideline. Like, bro, you chose to be there at $40 million a year. You wanted your cake and want to eat it too? Well, either you can get rich and play for the Browns or go somewhere else, probably get similar money, maybe less, and not play for the Browns. So, sucks to be you, Myles Garrett. All the talent in the world getting wasted. But go cry into your money that you have lying around. Also, the Bengals. How about Steelers sleeper agent, Justin Fields? How about him? I knew it. I had that feeling Fields was going to pull it out there for the Jets. Sure, it looked like it was the same old Jets there for the first half, and then the Jets storm back, take down the Bengals today. Crazy game from them. Happy to see that there. Fields coming through for the black and gold. I'm not mad. He balled out. Yeah, I knew Fields was going to come through. I just had that feeling, honestly. National Freight Train here, right? Cannot open with a 3-and-out. Run the ball, run the clock, and score. We can really get after Love. Force him to throw. He makes mistakes. You get a touchdown, you put pressure on that Packers offense to start pushing the ball downfield, and that is when we can start sending the dogs after him more. Dude, Jets winning was unbelievable. I was so happy. Yep, I was happy too. Fortunately, Ravens with Snoop Huntley got a win against the Bears, but it is what it is. They're still 2-6, 2-5 now on the season. We'll see if they can climb out of that hole. They got a long way to go still. 10 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Halftime hitting here in Pittsburgh, 17-6 as they head into half. We real quick are going to take a bit of a break, and then we will be back right before halftime wraps up, recap everything that has gone on in this game so far. Stick where you are. Like this live stream, share it, leave a comment, reactions, predictions for the second half. Get those in the comment section. We will discuss when we're back here in a minute. Back just before half breaks, ladies and gentlemen. See you in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back from halftime. A hell of a game we have on our hands right now. After half, the Pittsburgh Steelers 16, the Green Bay Packers 7 in the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. And the Steelers, critical. They will get the ball here to start the half. Look at the quarterback comparison on the TV screen right now. Rodgers, 11 for 15 with 102 yards and a touchdown pass. Jordan Love, he has a touchdown pass as well. I believe he is 13 for 18. I didn't get to see his yardage, going to be quite honest there. Bit of a back and forth game here, except in the kicking department. Chris Boswell, 3 for 3 on field goals tonight. Brandon McManus for the Packers, who just came back from injury. He 0 for 2, missing from 57 and 44. McManus is going to kick this ball off here, probably with some oomph and frustration. This one's going to go well back to the 2 and brought back here by, I believe that's Kenneth Gainwell, and he is going to get wrapped up and taken down at around the 27-yard line there. Been in store for a good game so far here. First quarter, Steelers with a field goal here. With a field goal on Chris Boswell on their opening offensive drive. The Packers did not. They punted on their first drive. Steelers followed up with a field goal. Then the Packers marched right down the field with a touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft. Things looked ugly for the Steelers. They punted the ball right away on a 3-and-out. First play of this offensive drive for the Steelers. Rodgers faking the handoff to Warren, rolling out to his right, looking downfield. Still got nothing, and now he'll just chuck it out of bounds. Incomplete. So the Steelers with a field goal and a punt in the first quarter. The Packers with a punt followed up by a touchdown. Second quarter started with the Packers missing a field goal. That was that 57-yarder that McManus left short. Steelers again with a field goal drive that stalled out. Punt from the Packers. They have punted They have punted or missed a field goal on each of their last 4 drives. The Steelers putting up points on 3 consecutive drives. A field goal, and then most recently a touchdown to DK Metcalf. 2nd and 10 here. Rodgers gets this one out to Pat Freiermuth, and oh no. Muth is down. He took a massive hit low, and he is down. Jeez Louise. That was Valentine. He's been in the middle of a lot of plays here tonight. Junior Valentine, I think is his name. I don't know, though. Let's look here. That is Carrington Valentine, excuse me. Just a terrible low hit on Muth. Spun Muth all the way around, going end over end sideways. It's now going to be 3rd down and about 6 for the Steelers. Muth, though, looks like he is going to walk off here on his own power with a limp on that left leg. So he's definitely going into the blue medical tent. DK, go out there. I want you to block Valentine, the next run play, into the ground. You're going to take out Muth on National Tight Ends Day. His favorite day. Get him out. 3rd and 8 here for the Steelers. Pat might have gotten a jump. No, they didn't. Rodgers, he's going to fire down the field, and it is incomplete. Roman Wilson with a DB who was coming in on him. Rodgers, he's looking for a false or offsides there on the Packers. They didn't get it. Rodgers got Micah Parsons to jump, and they didn't call it. Look here. They got Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt both to jump, did Rodgers. And there was not a single flag. You kidding me? Now they're going to reconvene. Rodgers is politicking. Are you going to give one here? You better throw that flag. Take it out. He's reaching for it. He's reaching for it. He better. Rodgers is still in there talking with the officials, trying to influence them here. The officials, they are convening. Both Parsons and Wyatt jumping right over the center. That's what, caused the pressure to get in on Rodgers. 4th and 8, and they are not going to give it to him. What bullshit there. Come on. That's terrible. That is terrible. Aaron Rodgers, the best hard count, dry player offsides quarterback in the league. Doesn't get one there. Punt here from Corliss Waitman. This is going to be fielded all the way back at the 22. Flag flies. That is, I believe, Romeo Dobbs there returning it. He's tackled immediately. Flag here. Push him back even further. This got to be a makeup call here. They're pointing. It's the receiving team getting the penalty. And it's a holding on the receiving team. So I think that is the officials there knowing that they completely botched that false start on the Steelers, and they're going to give the Steelers a penalty there. Though that better not be a makeup, because that was just egregious there from Bullard, the safety. He just grabbed and took down Ben Skoranek. So it's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Packers. To the comments section we go. Freight Train, we aren't running the ball. Looked like Charlie Horse on his side, maybe. Bad bruise, hopefully. That's all we're hoping for Pat Freiermuth. He took a hell of a shot to that thigh, and it spun him all the way around. Hopefully he's okay. And Freight Train here, bro, that's BS. Literally in the backfield before the snap. That's the reason why Rodgers got rid of that ball kind of early over the middle of the field. Wyatt's already in his face, and Rodgers just got the ball. That's terrible. This is from the 10 here. Handoff. Josh Jacobs is going nowhere. Jalen Ramsey lined up as a nickel there. He blitzes, and he takes down Josh Jacobs. Loss of 1 on the play. Yep, lined up as that nickel corner right there in the slot and blitzing and taking down Josh Jacobs for a loss. Steelers coming into this one said that their defensive woes, if they're going to fix them, it has to start stopping the run. They've done all right. Not good, but all right there with Josh Jacobs. Love rolling out here. He's going to hit Tucker Kraft. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Packers. Let's see if the Steelers can, after their offense went 3 and out, not by their own doing, let's see if the Steelers defense can force a 3 and out here. 9 of you in here, please subscribe to the channel. The Packers tonight, 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Coming into tonight's game, they were converting 3rd downs at over 49%. Love back to pass, pressure around, gets hit, gets rid of the ball, and it is caught by Kraft. And he's still going, the 50. The 40, he's still up. Tackle him, for God's sake. Finally, at the Steelers' 25, he's taken down. On top of it, we got a man down. Looks like it's Deshaun Elliott. Steelers blitzing 5. They blitz 6, actually. Patrick Queen delivering the hit on Love. Deshaun Elliott never looked around for the ball. He just thought that the ball hit the ground immediately, or that it hit the ground already with Tucker Kraft. Runs right past Kraft, and it's an easy catch for Kraft, and he just kept rolling. Couldn't be brought down. Elliott, let's see here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. My God, they just showed the replay. Oh, no. Deshaun Elliott just hyper-extended the ever-living shit out of his knee. Damn it. Oh, no. As if things weren't bad enough on that play. Now Deshaun Elliott is down, and I first look at that replay, that was not pretty. And those are the type of plays that if the Steelers lose this football game, you're going to go back and bring up that one. Elliott, a double whammy for him. Doesn't finish covering Tucker Kraft on that play. Gives up the reception. And on top of it, I believe as he was attempting to tackle Kraft, one of his own teammates came flying in and landed on the front of Elliott's right knee. Did not look good. I will say it didn't look as bad as we saw a similar play like that in the past. It didn't look as worse as what I'm referring to here, but it looked eerily similar to the type of injury Cole Holcomb suffered back in 2023, where his knee pretty much got caved in. This one, it didn't look nearly as bad as that one, but it still looked bad enough to where Elliott's knee definitely got hyperextended there. Freight Train in the comments section saying at least a torn tendon for sure. I would not be surprised in the slightest bit if NBC, I think they're about to come back from commercial break, would not be shocked in the slightest bit if Deshaun Elliott's going off on the cart. And instead here, Elliott, he's coming off the field here. And, oh, my God. Oh, why are they showing the replay again, bro? That's absolutely terrible by NBC's part. Elliott was being helped off the field with no pressure being put on his right leg. There's going to be a run here for Josh Jacobs. He's going to have a gain of about 6 here. See where they spot this ball. It's going to be around the 20-yard line, so the Packers are about ready to enter into the red zone. That was absolutely devastating there for Deshaun Elliott. Upon a second review, though, of that replay that they somehow showed again, as a matter of fact, it was not one of Elliott's teammates who landed on his legs. It was Kraft. He just somehow, while landing on Elliott's leg, also stayed up and continued running. Handoff again here to Josh Jacobs, running to the left. Tried to cut back there to the right, but he is met by Darius Slay and Peyton Wilson there. So it's only a gain of about 1, maybe 2 if they're gracious. It's going to be 3rd and short here for Green Bay. Let's look at Terrell Austin on the Steelers sideline. Now, for the rest of the night, you're going to see a whole lot of Chuck Clark and Juan Thornhill for the Steelers. They're back deep in a too-high safety look here. Handoff again to Jacobs, and he's going to be held short. Great job holding the line there by the Steelers. It was Cam Hayward and Peyton Wilson who held up their blocks and took down Josh Jacobs in the process. 4th and 1 here. Are the Packers going to go for it? It looks like they are. Think it's going to be 4th and a legit 1 here. No half yard or 3/4 of a yard here. Ball is at the 16. Love to pass. Tosses it behind the line of scrimmage. Easy pickup for the first down by Tucker Kraft. And a kip up there from Kraft to get himself off the ground. Not a single Steelers defensive back picking up Kraft there. He was in a 3-receiver bunch there to the right of the line of scrimmage, or to the right of the formation. He was the closest to the right tackle, leaked out, and Love with an easy pickup there to Kraft. Now it is 1st and goal here from the 10 for the Packers. Jacobs in motion. Love back to pass. Gets rid of it. It's a screen here to Tucker Kraft. Good pursuit there by Cam Hayward. Leaves it to just a gain of 2 there. That's the direction Josh Jacobs leaked out to there. TJ Watt getting in and hitting Jordan Love there as he released that ball. The screen play to Tucker Kraft. It's been one that the Packers have gone to again and again, and it's had success. Now 2nd and goal here. Kraft goes off the field. Fitzpatrick, the 3rd-string tight end, enters from the 8.5. Savion Williams motions. It's a screen to him. 3 blockers in front of him. Williams diving for the pylon. He doesn't need to dive all the way. He's in. Touchdown Packers. Now an extra point away from making it a 2-point game. And that right there, a drive from hell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Outmatched. 3 blockers on that screen for Savion Williams, and he tiptoeing right down the sideline for the score. Darius Slay, a half-hearted attempt to knock him out of bounds there at the end. Extra point from McManus. It's up and good. He's 2 for 2 on those tonight. And now a 2-point game. 14 for the Packers. Steelers still up by 2 with 16. Now the first commercial break of the second half here. To the comment section we go. Tons of reactions here to the last drive for the Steelers. Flacco, WTF. Cover the tight end. Elliott did do that for about 95% of that play, and that 5% there at the end. Kraft catches it and rumbles down the field, and on top of it, Elliott gets hurt. He's probably immediately done for the night. Terrible looking injury there for him. Interesting. You guys want some news? Your favorite topic is here. Steelers wide receiver rumors. This right here, I'm looking at Twitter right now, from Jordan Schultz, 35 minutes ago. The Steelers, tomorrow on Monday, are scheduled to work out veteran wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So MVS, longtime teammate with the Packers, with Aaron Rodgers, has since bounced around a couple of places like the Chiefs and the 49ers. He's going to be in Pittsburgh tomorrow to work out, and we'll see what the Steelers do if they, sign him to the active roster, depending on what the injury severity is to Scotty Miller and his finger. Maybe add him to the practice squad, or who knows? We'll see what comes of it. My opinion, maybe a couple of days too late bringing him in for a workout. I'm sure MVS also could have, like Rodgers, given you a bit of a idea of what the Packers are going to throw at you. Like maybe they screen 800 times and it's working. So that'll be interesting. We'll see what comes of that here tomorrow. Tons of people still reacting to the offside that was missed. This has not been the way to start the second half if you're the Steelers. You get screwed on a no offsides call. The Steelers defense lets the Packers go right down the field. Deshaun Elliott's now hurt. He's probably done. He's done for the game at least. He may be done for the season the way that knee injury looked. Kickoff here from McManus. It is going to be bobbled by Keyshawn Williams, but he takes it and he's going to be slung down at, I think, around the 20-yard line. Looks like that kick was a miscommunication between Williams and Gainwell onto who was going to field that. But at least they recovered it and still got some yardage out of it. See? Not a good start to the half here for the Steelers. The mojo is just all wrong. And Things are not looking good right now. Something's got to change here in a real quick hurry. From the 23-yard line, handoff here to Jalen Warren. He is going to be wrapped up, but he spins forward for a couple of yards there, probably a 3-yard gain there. We were given 2 failed kicks, says Flacco as well. They'd have 6 more points if that kicker hit. Yeah, that's another thing right now that, Steelers are lucky to have this lead. Must run the ball and run the clock. Must. Freight Train says. Well, they just did it right there on 1st and 10. Now it's 2nd and 6. Are they going to do it again here? Looks like the Packers might blitz. They run forward. Caught here by DK Metcalf up past the 40. Tackled down right on the midfield logo. Great quick fire as soon as he got that there from Rodgers. The Packers, they only rushed 4. And Metcalf finding a soft hole there in that zone coverage. The middle linebacker, Quay Walker, could not bounce out towards the sideline there quick enough. Quick catch and scamper there for about 20 yards for DK Metcalf. That's his 4th catch on the night for 41 yards and a touchdown. It's like we got 12 personnel here for the Steelers. Faking the pitch is Rodgers. Now he does indeed give it here to Jalen Warren. Makes one man miss. Makes another. Runs over Evan Williams, the safety, and that's a 1st down. That is Jalen Warren football right there, baby. Makes 2 guys miss after catching that ball behind the line of scrimmage. And then to finish it off, just runs right through the face of the safety Williams for the 1st down. Hell of a job there by Jalen Warren, and that is why he got paid the big bucks this offseason for a running back. Running the ball opened up that play, says Freight Train. Also opened up that play there for Jalen Warren. Now 65 total yards on the night for Warren, combined between the air and the ground. Rodgers here tried to set up the screen there with Roman Wilson, but they sniffed it out, and Rodgers goes down. He's sacked. And now the Packers, they say they have the ball. Oh, no. The Packers are pointing like they got the ball. They knock it free. The Packers got it. What the hell is going on? Rodgers is saying that he was down. Now Rodgers saying that he spiked it there. I think that's a throw at the ground there by Rodgers. That's intentional grounding, but it saves us. That is at the very least going to be intentional grounding. Yeah, that's a throw at the spike at the ground there by Rodgers. That's not a fumble. That is not Packers ball. And now we got a scrum here. We got a scrum here on the field. You got Joey Porter Jr., Patrick Queen. Are we going to have some fights here? You got mixed players for the Steelers defense and offense out there on the field. Joey Porter Jr., he is still jawing at the Packers sideline. We had some sort of altercation there. The Steelers offense is coming back out onto the field. And now they say after expedited review, it's an incomplete pass, so no intentional grounding at all there. And the Steelers, they are going to, off of Aaron Rodgers' quick wit, get bailed out of a turnover right there. Cam Hayward, he's fired up there. I want them to show a replay of what the hell happened while they were showing replay over and over again of Rodgers spiking that ball. There was some sort of altercation where you had offensive and defensive personnel for each team on the field, and they were both sides going at it. Joey Porter Jr. and I think maybe Jalen Ramsey in the middle of it. Aaron Rodgers still talking with the official there, I think, before he enters the huddle saying, yeah, now you guys get it right. So 2nd and 10 here for the offense. No turnover after all. But the Packers defense, they are buzzing right now. They sniffed out that quick screen that looked like it was going to be for Roman Wilson that resulted in that last play. 2nd and 10. Rodgers gets this one out to Calvin Austin. He tips it to himself and finally catches it. and it's no gain. He's lucky that that wasn't picked. Quick screen set up there for Calvin Austin. It maybe was just a tad high for Austin. Also, he didn't do himself in any favors. He was already looking upfield as that ball hit his hand, so not a perfect execution on both the quarterback and wide receiver there. It's now going to be 3rd and 10 here for the Steelers. Both teams tonight just 1 for 6 on 3rd downs. Steelers are going to need to come up with a big play here to convert this, or at least get some yardage here so you can send out Chris Boswell. And now we have a timeout here for the Steelers. Play clock was running down. Rodgers barking at, I think, his offensive line there. So now it's going to be 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game here for the Steelers. Holy hell. This is not going well here for the Steelers. Just wasted a timeout there because they couldn't get the snap off. Better fight now that Gene and Tom Gain and Tom Espinal. Yeah, the UFC does have a pay-per-view going on right now. I don't think any blows were coming from that scrum there. I think it was just, some maybe face-to-face chest bumping, jawing at each other there. Joey Porter Jr. in the middle of it. Screen's not working great tonight. Maybe try another play. Maybe try running the ball. I'd run the ball here on 3rd and 10 if I have to. Get an extra good field goal here for Chris Boswell. Steelers, though, empty backfield for Rodgers. Hard count there. Might have gotten the Packers to play their hand. They rush for Rodgers. Firing, and it is over. DK Metcalf and the corner incomplete. So 4th and 10 now. And Rodgers not going to be happy with how that drive played out. We'll see here is Chris Boswell coming on. Valentine and Metcalf one-on-one for the most part. And yeah, that bullet from Rodgers, I don't think Metcalf was ready for it. Boswell now on. He's going to kick this from the logo just about. 56 yards again for Bos. Kick is on the way. My goodness. Give that man in the offseason whatever money he wants. I swear to God. Chris Boswell, another field goal. His 4th of the night again from 56 yards. Tack on another 3 for the Steelers. I mean, some points are better than no points. Now can the defense get a stop there? Maybe that can swing the pendulum of momentum the other way here. It's now 19-14. Everything going the Steelers, not going the Steelers' way, seemingly so far this half. Maybe that's a tide turner right there. 10 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. Please hit that subscribe button on your way in here this evening. Just like Freight Train says right here. Everyone, like and sub. Help grow the channel. Appreciate you very, very much. Hard to kick at Lincoln Field, by the way. They have shown... Oh, no, that was an old comment. I apologize there. No, it was last night, heavyweight fight. I don't really catch up on UFC rarely there. Last 16 seconds, because the opponent hits the champ's eye. Fight stopped. Ooh. I need a turnover bad. Freight Train. That would be ideal right now, but we'll see here. Packers, for the second time, they just moved the ball down the field at will and did not call it. Seeing another look here on Twitter of Tucker Kraft's big reception where Deshaun Elliott got hurt on. Maybe there was a case there of offensive pass interference. Might have pushed Elliott away a little bit, but I think they said that Elliott's motion was taking him away anyways. Seeing another video where Broderick Jones, a false start on him got missed. So the referees, they are not the best on recognizing false starts here tonight. It's been rough. This game is Shaving years off of our lives. Once again, Pittsburgh Steelers never cease to amaze. Seeing another video here when the Steelers were about to run 2-minute offense there before halftime. Zach Frazier went up to the ball and knelt down, ready to snap it, but the Steelers were still in a huddle. That's crazy. Kickoff here for Chris Boswell. It's going to be fielded back near the 10 by Savion Williams. He brings it out, starts running laterally across the field, and he's going to get taken down there at around the 22-yard line. Great wall of defenders there created by the Steelers special teams unit, Danny Smith's crew. They are on it tonight. Great play there. Leaves it to a minimal return by Savion Williams. Looking here on Twitter right now, seeing if there is any sort of updates on Freiermuth or Deshaun Elliott. Freiermuth taking that nasty hit to his thigh area. Elliott hyperextending his knee. Packers are going to start this drive from the 22-yard line. Back to pass, faking the handoff is Love. Now moving out, throws, and it is going to be caught short and still rolling. Can we make a tackle? Jesus. Wilson, the running back, catches that ball about 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Breaks one tackle from I don't even know who, and then breaks another tackle from Patrick Queen. The tackling of the Steelers defense right now, it is abysmal. Holcomb was the one who he made miss earlier, and then Queen misses it. The tackle of this defense, it is just horrendous right now. New set of downs. Could have been held to just a 3-yard gain. Instead, it was a gain of like 13. Now the Packers handing it off here to Wilson. He is going to find a bit of a hole and get a gain of about 4 yards there. TJ Watt trying to punch that ball out as Wilson was running by. And now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, just got an update there from the sideline reporter. Deshaun Elliott, as expected, out. Got helped to the sideline and then got carted off the field from there. Very emotional. Holding his face. Quick out here to Malik Heath. They've ran that a bunch tonight. It's caught in a first down for the Packers. Said Elliott was screaming both in anger and pain. Got helped to the MRI room in the Steelers' locker room. Out for the game. Probably out for the season. Or at least, ladies and gentlemen, we will not see Deshaun Elliott until probably around playoff time if we're lucky. 1st and 10 here. New set of downs for the Packers at their own 47. Handoff again here to the running back Wilson, and he is going to be tackled after a gain of about 7 or 8 yards there into Steelers territory. One of the Steelers on the tackle there, Ezezi Otamemwo, number 93, picked up in the offseason from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jeez, please. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. Looks like he is giving some words of encouragement maybe to his troops before they go back out on the field next. Love again, another quick out route, this time not towards the sideline, towards the middle of the field, caught by Matthew Golden, the first-round rookie out of Texas. Speaking of college football, just saw a moment ago on Twitter, did not see this 2 hours ago, from Pete Thamel, LSU firing head coach Brian Kelly. So LSU Tigers in need of a new head coach. Oh, great. You want even better injury news here for the Steelers? No more Isaac Seumalo for the rest of the night. Quick pass out in the flat here to Josh Jacobs, tackled by Jalen Ramsey after a gain of just 2 from Steelers PR man Burt Lawton. Isaac Seumalo downgraded to out for the rest of the night with a pec injury. So great. Sounds like Seumalo has a torn pec. That's going to be a, nice 4 to 6 weeker probably. Absolutely freaking unbelievable, this game. Also, from Underdog NFL, Tucker Kraft with an undisclosed injury headed into the medical tent here just a little bit ago for the Packers. Great play there by TJ Watt. Gain of only a half a yard there by Wilson, the running back again. Fantastic pursuit there by Watt. Got untouched coming off of the edge as the run was going away from him, and Watt got into the backfield and held him there. 3rd and 7 here for the Steelers. Or for the Packers, I should say. Can the Steelers defense get off the field here? With the way McManus has gone tonight here for the Packers, not sure you want to trust him for a field goal. Love back to pass, rolling out to the right. He's going to fire downfield, and it is going to be caught by Christian Watson. Inside the red zone, inside the 10. Flag is down on the play. Not sure what the hell was on top of it. There was a holding on the defense, but that penalty is obviously declined. Who was the holding on? Probably on JPJ or someone. I don't know. I don't know what that was there from the secondary. Love rolling out to the right. And Juan Thornhill, thinking that he was going to backpedal and intercept that ball, wasn't even close to it. And it was hauled inside the 10 by Christian Watson. 1st and goal here for the 7, from the 7 for the Packers. Looks like Tucker Kraft is back in there for the Packers, so whatever injury he had, not serious enough. Run here by Josh Jacobs. He's going to get up to around the 4 or 3 yard line. One more of those, and he's into the end zone. But that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So this is quickly turning into a game from hell for the Steelers. Defense starting to get gashed again by the Packers. The offense trying to do its best to go head-to-head here with this Packers offense. And to make things even better, the Steelers, they are getting injured out the wazoo tonight. Deshaun Elliott, knee injury, done for the night. Probably done for the season. Isaac Seumalo, done for the night. Pec injury. Or someone else earlier who got rolled out. Daniel Ekuale, that's who. He's done for the night. Pat Freiermuth. I don't know. I haven't really seen Pat Freiermuth out there. So he's probably done for the night with an injury. Getting injured to hell and back right now are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even if they were healthy, who knows if they're stopping this Packers team right now. Freight Train, man, looking like we're about to give up a TD drive here again. You're spot on there. Freight Train. Spot on. Jeez. Injuries. Not finishing plays. Poor tackling. All factors tonight in the Steelers about to, with a touchdown, assuming oncoming here from the Packers. Now going to trail. Let me update the score bug here. It's now quarter number 4, 15 miles to go here. I think the safeties we've been seeing, mainly Juan Thornhill and Chuck Clark. Jabril Peppers, he is active tonight, but got to wonder if he's going to get out there now in place of Elliott. I don't know. 8 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream here. Please hit the subscribe button. The air being sucked out of this room and being sucked out of the life of the Steelers right now. Nothing went right for them in that third quarter except for a field goal. Now it's going to be 2nd and goal here for the Packers from the 3. We'll make it 3.5. We want to be exact here. Love gets his play call. Packers send 2 wide receivers out wide to the left. Handoff here to Josh Jacobs. He's got the edge, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Made Jalen Ramsey miss. And the Packers, just as we expected, one play. Touchdown. And now they are going to go for 2 here to try to make this a 3-point game. Unfreaking real, this game. Made Chuck Clark miss, then made Brandon Eccles miss. So excuse me, I was not a Jalen Ramsey. Nonetheless, into the end zone. 2-point conversion here. Attempt from the 2 here for the Packers. Love looking to flow, fires, and there's no one within the zip code of Romeo Doubs. Great defensive scheme in there, boys. Great job. He was almost, not quite, but almost as wide open as Jamar Chase last week. Fantastic stuff right there from the Steelers defense competing against that 2-point conversion. At least there was someone, kind of in the screen with Romeo Doubs there, but not by much. I guess he's the Jamar Chase tonight, where Love is kind of going back to him more than the others, and Steelers aren't picking up on it. Outstanding. The hell is our defense doing? Coming from my dad. We can go drive to Pittsburgh right now and go out there and probably be doing just as well right now. And now make Jordan Love 23 of 28 for over 280 yards and 2 touchdown passes on the night. And the Packers, faithful there in Acrisure Stadium, they come alive. It's not a full Steelers crowd there tonight. There is a good bit of green and white mixed in there in Pittsburgh. This is going to be fielded at the 10 here by Kenneth Gainwell. Now stops in the middle of the field and is taken down there at the 22-yard line. Not sure what type of strategy he had on that return. And now the Steelers offense looking to give the defense a breather here and maybe put up another couple of points. See what comes of the Steelers offensive drive here. Rodgers is going to start under center here. It's going to be from the 23. Jonnu Smith motions. Darnell Washington, the other tight end here in 12 personnel. Rodgers faking the handoff to Warren. Pressure all around him. Need I say less? And guess who it was? Micah Parsons. Second half obliteration continues. Blue Ostrich, welcome. That's it. Ball game. Says Freight Train, 1 sack. Or the touchdown. That's it. Broderick Jones, unable to fend off Parsons' rush that time. Neither could Spencer Anderson, who's filling in for Isaac Seumalo the rest of the game. Rodgers on that play had to scramble out and just throw it at the feet of one of his receivers, Micah Parsons, and someone else chasing after Rodgers. This offensive line, they might get Aaron Rodgers destroyed before the end of the night. They're now starting to not be able to block anything. Parsons almost getting to Rodgers to knock that ball out. It's now going to be 3rd and 20 here for the Steelers. The first down marker is all the way up at the 33. It's just going to be a quick pass here to give Corliss Waitman some room. Jonnu Smith can't even get to the 20. And now, looks like we're going to have some scuffles here. DK Metcalf in there. Some frustration being shown here. This is just outstandingly brutal to watch now. This is ugly here, says Flacco. Blue Ostrich here. Really good sports reporter. Thank you, Blue Ostrich. I appreciate the comment there. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Now, Corliss Waitman's going to punt this one away. It's going to be brought back by Romeo Doubs, and he gets tripped up at the shoelaces just beyond the 40-yard line. And now we got some fighting, and Christian Kuntz is in there. Bullard, the safety, is in there. Flags are flying, and you knew that this was going to come to this. Fists are thrown. Think 20 Bullard. That's going to be his night. Christian Kuntz in there mixing it up. Connor Hayward, he's still in there barking. So is Carson Bruner. Flags have flown, and you knew that this was going to boil over at some point. Let's look here. Ben Skoranek in there. He gets pancaked and thrown down to the ground by 2 Packers. And Nick Herbig comes in there, and he blasts 1 Packer off of him. Bullard in there still with someone down. The Steelers coming to the aid of Ben Skoranek, who got double-teamed by Packers, and then Bullard, the safety, punching guys. Now the Packers defense on the sideline trying to calm things down. This is going to get ugly here. Ostrich, have a good rest of your night. Thank you for stopping in. So, all the tensions, I believe it was on the Steelers' first offensive drive of the half that there was almost a scuffle where you had both offense and defense out there on the field for both teams. Nothing came of that. There then was another little altercation right before that punch, or right before that brawl with DK Metcalf. And now it finally came to blows. Bullard and Bo Melton double teaming and taking to the ground Ben Skoranek. Skoranek trying to fight his way out from underneath those 2 guys. Nick Herbig came in, blasted Melton off of Herbig, and then a company of Steelers, Jabril Peppers, Carson Bruner, Christian Kuntz come over, and that is when Bullard started swinging. Freight Train here in the comment. I don't know who got the penalty there. I'm going to assume it's going to be on the Packers for the swing. A couple of face palms thrown and landed by Bullard. That's got to be his night. We're still waiting here. They're on commercial break, I assume, to sort things out here. But has to be on Bullard. There's no way that they throw it on Herbig, who's just coming to the defense of his guy and is getting, pummeled by 2, guys on top of him. So we're still waiting for the penalty there. Anyways, if you want to feel great about this Steelers defense right now, Jordan Love has completed his last 14 passes for 179 yards. What a job there. Now we are back here from commercial. Maybe we'll get some clarity on what happened there. Let's see if we know what the penalty was. They're showing the terrible towel manufacturing place there. And on cue, ladies and gentlemen, not sure how much it's going to help here, but we got a Renegade alert. Renegade blaring through the stadium. And now the Packers, they're going to start at the 45 in Steelers territory. So the penalty, I guess, was on the Steelers. And it's a run right up the right side by Wilson, and it's a first down there. This team is so pathetic right now. The defense is Swiss cheese right now. So I'm going to assume the penalty was on the Steelers there because I could have sworn that Dobbs was at the other 40. If that penalty was on the Steelers, then I'm going to lose my mind. It's now 1st and 10 here from the 30. Renegade played, and who the hell knows if it'll matter. Jordan Love going to dump one off here to Wilson, the running back. And again, Patrick Queen cannot make a tackle if his life depended on it tonight. I swear to God. That's got to be like his 4th or 5th missed tackle of the night. That's absolutely atrocious from him. Players are just bouncing off of him like when your little kid tries to tackle you for fun. It's now going to be 2nd and 7 here. .11:36 and winding down here in this game. Clock still rolling. Tucker Kraft motions from the left of the formation to the right. Love, once you know it, a quick out here to Tucker Kraft, and finally someone who initiates the tackle, finishes it there. Peyton Wilson able to sling down Tucker there after a gain of 3 there. And now it's going to be 3rd and 4. But before that, we got another man down here. This time it's a Packer, and it looks like it is going to be right tackle Zach Tom for Green Bay. Let's see what happened here. Tom, not much there. And then just sort of went down. And he is gripping at his left hamstring there, it looks like. So that's, obviously a very critical thing for him to have. Let me go back here while I got a chance here to the ESPN Gamecast here. Do we have any sort of update here? Penalty. The penalty was on Pittsburgh. Nick Herbig. Unnecessary roughness. Are you shitting me? That's terrible. So I guess it's okay that, Ben Skoronek's getting mugged by 2 Packers. And they're like grabbing up near his face and his throat. And Herbig comes and pushes one of them off. I guess that, that's nothing. And Javon Bullard, he can, throw punches till his heart's content. Slaying over the middle, caught by Tucker Kraft. He's off to the end zone for the touchdown. No, not a single Steeler even gave a half-assed attempt, let alone a full attempt at making that tackle there. The powers of Renegade, ladies and gentlemen. I think that they are gone because the Steelers just got marched on it and stepped on again there. Extra point coming here from McManus, the kicker. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. So now make it 29-19. And Tucker Kraft just having his way. This is embarrassing and pathetic. dare I say, this game, we know which way it's going right now. It is approaching 11 p.m. here on the East Coast. If the Steelers offense does not put up points here, that might be it for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Back here in a minute. Let's see if the Steelers offense has any sort of magic in them. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff here from Brandon McMahon. It's going to be brought out by Keyshawn Williams, and he is going to be slung down out of bounds at, I think, the 25-yard line, something like that. Anyways, 10:51 here. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Anyways, 10:51 left here in the ball game, and Steelers down by 10. They need to show something here on offense, or else that is going to be good night, Lucille, for the Steelers. First down run here by Jalen Warren, a pitch to the right. Gains about 3 or 4 yards right there. Honestly, I could say all I want that the Steelers need to put up points here, but in reality, they probably need a touchdown because this defense, there is no forcing the Packers to punt right now from them. They can only hope to, get a stop, within field goal range. So they're showing nothing, no signs of life right now. 2nd and 7, Rodgers, pitch here to Jalen Warren, again running right. The Packers have it sniffed out, but Warren bouncing off of a attempt shoulder hit there from Keyshawn Nixon, and he kept rolling. I think he got knocked out of bounds just short of the first down marker. We'll see how much they gave him there. It's now 3rd and 2, and we got a late flag here. What the hell is this? Did we have another fight go on? They got cameras on Quay Walker right here. Metcalf. And there's the downside of DK Metcalf. Unnecessary roughness. Grab the face mask of Quay Walker. Now he can get lumped in with the defense on, I'm sure, the fast growing list of losers for this ball game here tonight. So now it goes from 3rd and 2 to now 3rd and 17 thanks to DK Metcalf. And now I have the TV volume faintly up so I can hear it, but the microphone can't pick it up. Sounds like we got a Go Pack Go chant there. That's it. Rashawn Gary takes down Aaron Rodgers. That's a sack. It's going to be 4th down and all the way from the point on the other side of the river. Again, they rushed Micah Parsons right over the middle and drew the attention of everyone. Corliss Waitman, Steelers punter from his own goal line here, is going to boom this one away. It's going to be taken here by Romeo Dobbs, avoids one tackler, and he's going to fall all the way forward up to the 45-yard line, it looks like. Another commercial coming up here. You know what? We'll give it one more. We'll give it one more defensive drive here for the Steelers, just so they truly can piss us all off. And then we will call it a night there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch them drive right down the field again. One more time when we get back here in a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to probably wrap this one up here within the next couple of minutes, reading and reacting to all of your comments during that last break on how ridiculous and pathetic and uncompetitive the Steelers defense has been here in the second half. And I like this comment here from you, Freight Train, in particular. Crazy how the whole game went to shit after a missed defense offside call. Looks like the refs were like, okay, time to swing this to Green Bay so they can win. I mean, the FBI did just do a big raid on the NBA. So someone get Cash Patel on the line. And as I was, saying that, big gain of about 20 yards right there to Christian Watson. So Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson, they continue to destroy the Steelers here. Echelon in the comments. Get your final reactions in here, because when the Packers put this one in the end zone here, we're going to call it a night there. Everyone complaining about Pickens being hot-headed. DK is dumb. That was definitely a dumb decision there from DK. Steelers dumb. Why would you pay him $33 million? I mean, he is a freak athlete that can do things that, not many wide receivers in the league can do. And, that is a very, very dumb decision by DK, but let's not act like George Pickens hasn't done that before. And besides that there from DK, what he just did there, that is going to stay on the field and not linger off the field like what we've seen from Pickens in the past. 2nd and 10 here for the Packers from the Steelers 28. Love back to pass. Throw short over the middle. Caught by Matthew Golden, and he is going to be brought down. Had to be tackled by, I think, Chuck Clark and Alex Highsmith there. I have no idea how the Packers got to 2nd and 20 there, but honestly, I don't really care. Losing streak incoming. We're losing to the Colts. Definitely 4 and 5 is in the equation here for the Steelers. They're going to move to 4 and 3 tonight. Definitely, 4 and 5. Lost to the Colts. I think you're going to see that because Shane Steichen, he's made Mike Tomlin's defense his bitch for 3 years now as the head coach out there in Indy. So what makes you think that's going to change this year? And then you got Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers coming in. Or no, we go out there to them. Romeo Doubs just caught an out route there for the first down. And I'm not sure if that was Juan Thornhill or Chuck Clark there. Yeah, out route here from Romeo Doubs. And I'm completely baffled by what the hell Juan Thornhill was doing there. He had a chance to, maybe get a tip on that ball. But, he ran so bad of an angle. Like he was going to run to someone in the backfield that wasn't there and completely misjudged that route to get a piece of that ball. First down run there for Josh Jacobs. That was a gain of a couple yards there. Jordan Love, ladies and gentlemen, has now completed 20 straight passes. That is the highest amount of consecutive passes completed by a Packers quarterback since 2007. 2nd and 6 here. Love faking the handoff. Tried to hit that one near the line of scrimmage to Tucker Kraft again. Looks like TJ Watt might have finally gotten a piece of that one. Yep, Jordan Love now 29 of 35 this evening. 360 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, 16 for 25, 146 yards, just 1 touchdown. Has been sacked 3 times. Jordan Love, 0 sacks. This is what the highest paid defense in the NFL gets you. Also, my dad in here, Tomlin has lost control of the team. I agree with whoever said it earlier. Tomlin, time for a coaching change. You need real people in, take control of your team. It's about that time. Flacco, we suck. Indeed we do. I'm going to set that there. And also, put this down right there. Packers did not get a touchdown there. Pass there from Jordan Love to his running back, Wilson. He was unable to get into the end zone. Came up about 4 yards short. 4th and 6 here, a 28-yard field goal for Brandon McManus. And it finally took him a chip shot for him to put one through. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers getting 30-plus put up on them here tonight. To the comment section we go again. As you know, I'm a Cowboys fan, but truth is, Steelers are ahead of schedule record-wise. They can still win some games. 20 straight. Wild, indeed. Now, I appreciate your optimism there, but we've seen this before. They'll probably go on a slide here, probably lose, 2 more after this, and then watch. They'll be 4 and 5, 4 and 6 or something. Then they'll turn it on and give us the false hope. And then they'll have maybe another, game or 2 loss heading into playoffs, and that'll be it. Blowout, kind of like this in the playoffs again. It's the same bad movie that we keep coming back to each and every year to watch over and over and over and over again, and yet we put on the fake face here that it's going to change, but it's not. Embarrassing for what we helped pay for towards this team. Agreed. And I got to tell you this. With the way this defense performed tonight, I better not hear a single player bitch or moan one iota about the field conditions. Because this is beyond field conditions. This is beyond any other excuse that they've had. And I believe I saw someone here earlier point out that this defense, they look absolutely lost and confused from a coverage standpoint when they go out there. Losing Deshaun Elliott should not cripple your communication on defense to where you are this terrible. So I better not hear a single complaint or excuse about injuries, the field conditions, nothing. I want to hear none of it. It's on the players not doing their jobs, not knowing what the hell they're doing. And it's also on the coaching staff because they facilitate and allow it. I believe Jordan Love now 21 straight completions here on the night. Like he's playing schoolyard football again. Kickoff here from McManus, the kicker. It's going to be brought out, and there's going to be your creation for an excuse there. Kenneth Gainwell sliding down after he tried to make a cut just beyond the 20-yard line. So there you go. There's at least one excuse coming off of that play there for the grass conditions. With 5:23 left here, Steelers back out there on the field. Still 2-score game, but they will need to move down the field at an unbelievable pace here and punch it in for a touchdown. They are going to have any choice or any chance for the rest of the night. Rodgers, it's on you the rest of the night. Back to pass. Throws one here, and it is incomplete. Man draped all over him, and at least out of a night from hell, there's a good sign. That pass intended for Pat Freiermuth. So we do have a Pat Freiermuth sighting here tonight. I think that's the first time we've seen him since the calf injury he had. This one, a pass short here, fumbled, and it's recovered by the Packers, and that is it for the night. Caught by Kenny Gainwell. He loses the ball, and the Packers recover it. And that is going to be it. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Team needs to check its blue-collar heritage. Quit your bitching and go do your job. Wonder to see what they come up with for that right there. 2 first downs this second half. Green Bay 2 touchdown drives. That's about it. And with 5:07 left, Packers are going to punch it in here. Let me just, real quick, get out ahead of this here. There you go. Going to put that up there right now. Here's your final score, ladies and gentlemen. Packers set up with prime field position here at the 21. Might as well, finish this out. Watch them punch this in here, and then we'll call it a night. Toss play here to Wilson, and what do you know? It breaks through a couple of tackles and gets the first down. Right on cue. Right on cue. Good night, Flacco. Have a good one. And, yeah, you thought we had this one. I did too, but, from now on, I'm going to think with my head and not my heart. Because this was absolutely atrocious. Thought they were going to go out and, go balls to the wall for Rodgers against his old team. Must not have meant all that much to this defense, that's for sure. So let's watch the Packers put this in here. Love under center. Takes the snap. Another pitch. The same exact play to Wilson, the running back, and now he's going to be tackled down at the 10-yard line. About 5 yards short of the first down. This Green Bay Packers team, they are legit in their schedule coming up. Got a couple of softies against the Panthers and the now Cam Scatterbo-less New York Giants. They got the Eagles mixed in there 2 weeks from now, and then after that, similar to the Steelers, bunch of division games coming up for the Packers. Steelers are going to take a timeout here. Guess try to save as much clock as possible. It doesn't matter. At this point, if you're the Steelers, let's get Mason Rudolph some action here. They're smart. You're going to get Aaron Rodgers absolutely incinerated behind this offensive line if you send him back out there down 3 scores. Run here again for Wilson. Gets about 3 yards there. Freight train here. Well, that sucks. It was over after the 10-yard sack. But hey, at least we got them completely. We got to see them completely fall apart for extra salt in the wound. Yep, it is going to be a hell of a live stream tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you come back. We will take the next, 18 hours, digest everything that happened, and then we'll be back here tomorrow evening around 5:30 if I had to guess again. So stay tuned on the channel. We'll be back here tomorrow night and break this all down chapter and verse, and I'm sure, unlike maybe last week's game, looking at the positives, there's not much positive to take away from this performance here tonight. And we'll be back here to chat it all up tomorrow. As soon as the Packers put this in the end zone, we're going to hit the end of the live stream button here. Love rolling out to his right. Looking, finally goes down, but he did get one loose. Hey, finally an incompletion for Jordan Love. This is going to be a 16-point lead attempt here coming up from McManus. It's going to be 4th and 3, probably looking at a similar range from what he kicked from last time, around 28 yards. Freight train here before we log off. Don't think they can fix this team. Need a full-blown sell-off and rebuild. The Watt deal was stupid. Blown money. If we go down 4-6, 4 and 7, might as well see what the kid has now. Kick up and good. 35-19. I'm all for this, honestly. Well, I say this because the Steelers, they are going to ride this thing with Aaron Rodgers until the wheels fall off, and then they'll ride it a little bit past that. The Steelers do get to that point, 4 and 7. It probably won't be Aaron Rodgers' fault, but this team, starts to, really look out of it here within the next 2 months. I'm all for seeing what you got in Will Howard in the, last game or 2 of the season, honestly. Better to find out now than to draft another quarterback. Need to know. Could save us wasting a pick we could use on position players. Honestly, if we do draft a quarterback, you have faith in this coaching staff that they're going to be developing him. I have faith in Arthur Smith a little bit, but Mike Tomlin and the rest of them, absolutely not. That's going to do it here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for joining me here this evening and wallowing in misery for this football team. We'll be back tomorrow to watch it or to talk it all over. One final time, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, like, share, comment. Go give the channel a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Steel City SR. Kickoff here brought out by Kenny G. Up past the 25, hammered down at the 30. Don't lose the ball there again, Kenny. That asshole Bullard is still in there after throwing punches. Crazy he didn't get kicked out. That's going to do it. See you all back here tomorrow night for a recap of this game and I'm sure more fire and brimstone reactions. Peace.